Chapter 662. Just as Su Kai had said, these 2 points were indeed inexplicable. At the very least, they had exceeded the limits of an ordinary person's understanding. They had never seen anything like this before, so it was natural for them to be skeptical about something they had never seen before. As soon as Su Kai finished speaking, the cheers gradually died down. Everyone had some kind of doubt in their hearts. Perhaps there should be a reasonable explanation for some things. Just like how Lin Yan had done these 2 points on the track. The commentator said, "Miss Su Kai, I believe that all of us are puzzled and incredulous. I can tell you that I have never seen such a technique before. However, I can tell you that there is absolutely nothing wrong with Miss Lin Yan and her car. If you still have doubts, let us reveal the secret of Miss Lin Yan's magic. Please look at the screen." As soon as the commentator's voice fell, everyone in the arena turned to look at the huge screen that had been switched on. Vroom. The sound of a car's engine roared through the screen. This is Miss Lin Yan's first move. To ensure fairness, every car has been fitted with 14 recording devices, including the inside and outside of the car, as well as 2 drones. Let's see how Miss Lin Yan maneuvered her car from the right to the left. As soon as the commentator finished speaking, the screen changed. There were 2 videos on the screen. The first one was showing the situation inside the car. Lin Yan, who was fully geared up, stepped on the accelerator and swerved to the left. At the same time, she released the accelerator and swerved 45 degrees to the left. On the screen below, it was a drone that recorded the entire scene. In an instant, the wheels of Lin Yan's silver car had exploded. Due to inertia, the entire car had shifted to the left. The sudden brake had caused the tires to explode, so the car had moved horizontally. From a visual perspective, it looked like the silver car had shifted from the right to the left. Lightning's captain had been caught off guard, so he had been overtaken easily. After the first video, there was a momentary silence. Then, the stadium erupted into deafening cheers. Lin Yan's name would never fade away. "So, that's how it is," the leader of Lightning looked at the big screen and fell into deep thought. No one had ever used such a method to overtake other cars on the track. He didn't dare to say that no one in the world had ever thought of it or used it before. In his memory, at least in the Chinese circle, he had never seen it before. This time, the leader of Lightning was convinced. This man, for the first time, looked directly at a woman. There was not the slightest bit of humiliation or unwillingness. His eyes were filled with joy and respect. If there were more strong racers in the Chinese racing industry, there would be a place for them on the international stage. His vision wasn't limited to just one place. As a member of the racing industry in the country, he hoped that the racing industry would become better and stronger, regardless of whether it was Lightning or the He family team. Perhaps one day, the Chinese racing team would step onto the world stage. As a part of it, he would also feel a great honor. I wish you better and better. Those who liked "You Sheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm," please bookmark it. "You Sheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm" was the fastest trending bar to update. Chapter 663. F***CK. Daddy is awesome. Daddy is mighty. Daddy is the best in the universe. Pei Yutong stared at the screen excitedly. His mucus was almost dripping from his nose. Wu Yong, who was standing next to him, was flabbergasted. That woman was a monster. She had single-handedly propelled a useless team like the He family team to the top of Group C. She had defeated Lightning. She was the champion of Group C. Wu Yong's heart was pounding. How had he defeated that woman? Based on Lin Yan's demon-like performance, Wu Yong knew very well that he wouldn't be able to defeat her. Absolutely not. Even if this woman closed her eyes, he wouldn't stand a chance of winning. How? How could she be so strong? Wu Yong stared at Pei Yutong in shock. Pei Yutong had told Lin Yan to show mercy if they met storm. Everything that had happened earlier replayed in Wu Yong's mind. At this moment, Wu Yong finally realized exactly how ignorant and foolish he was. It was even to the extent that he'd never doubted that this woman was a complete idiot, and defeating her was as easy as crushing an ant. Now, all that was left on Wu Yong's face was shame and indescribable shock. Everyone in the He family team was dumbfounded. No one dared to make a sound after watching the video on the screen. Even He Lifeng was dumbfounded. He had never doubted his cousin's ability. However, He Lifeng had never known that she would be this terrifying. She was like the first demon queen of the racing industry. Is that really Xiaoyan? He Dingkuan couldn't believe his eyes. The He family team members glanced at each other, especially Li Tao. His face was flushed red with shock. Who said that my cousin is a good-looking but useless vase who doesn't know anything about racing? Oh yeah, I remember that Captain Imo joined the He family team because my cousin made a deal with him. Am I right? He Lifeng's eyes darted to Li Tao and the others. Li Tao and the rest turned even redder when they heard He Lifeng. They instinctively lowered their heads. The commentator replied, I don't know what everyone is thinking, but as the commentator, I'm stunned. Alright, let's continue watching Miss Lin Yan's magic and how she managed to cross the finish line. As the commentator finished speaking, the second video played on the big screen. Lin Yan stepped on the brakes and got out of the car. The commentator replied, has anyone realized something? I believe someone has. That's right. Miss Lin didn't pull the handbrake. The commentator said, the finish line is downhill. What are the consequences of leaving the car without the handbrake? It was a landslide. That's why there's no one driving the car and it automatically drives to the finish line. The control and calculation of this racetrack is amazing. At this moment, the audience burst into deafening applause. Su Kai's face was so gloomy that it seemed as if it could drip water. How could that woman be so strong? Su Kai glanced at Lin Yan, who was walking over slowly. She walked closer to Lin Yan and said, don't be arrogant. Even if you're good, you have to abide by the rules on the track. Don't be unruly. Lin Yan glanced at Su Kai and grinned. How many races have you raced before? How dare you talk to me about the rules of the track? Su Kai hissed fiercely, you will admit your mistake sooner or later. Lin Yan sneered coldly. It's a pity that no one taught me how to admit my mistake. Su Kai's eyes glinted fiercely. She was about to speak when Lin Yan gestured for her to keep quiet. She smiled at Su Kai and said, a dog that bites doesn't bark. She was implying that if she wanted to bite her, she should shut up. Those who liked, Yu Sheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm, please bookmark it. Yu Sheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm was the most popular bar. Chapter 664. Su Kai's eyes gleamed coldly as she watched Lin Yan leave. There were rules in this competition. If Lin Yan wanted to make a name for herself, she would have to pay an unimaginable price. The audience cheered even louder as they watched Lin Yan walk away from the track. Meanwhile, in the official live stream, the originally endless rhythm had now disappeared without a trace. At the last moment of the competition, all the netizens who had been cursing Lin Yan were in disbelief. 12 young masters of Temple Street quipped, are you kidding? Was Lin Yan the one who drove the car? Are you sure? Is it fake? Northwest Flowers quipped, it must be fake. Lin Yan wasn't the driver. Even if she was, lightning must have gone easy on her. Keyboard Warrior's last account quipped, are you telling me that this competition is fake? Have your brains been eaten by zombies? Or have the officials' brains been eaten by zombies? Given your brain capacity, it must have been hard for you to register an account to watch the live stream. Lin Yan said, although I'm disgusted by Lin Yan, it's ridiculous for her to claim that the competition was rigged. You can slander her, but you have to provide convincing evidence. Who doesn't know that the Lightning team is a veteran team that is rich and powerful? Lin Yan is nothing to them. Do you really think that Lightning would fix the competition just because of her? Is there something wrong with your brains? Lin Yan's character is terrible and disgusting. Why is there no money in my wallet? I can't believe that Lin Yan's racing skills are so terrifying. I always thought that she had purposely created an image for the sake of Yeva's character. What an eye-opener. Please, keyboard warriors, stop disgusting us. It's impossible for anyone to rig the competition. Even if Lightning deliberately went easy on her, can you replicate Lin Yan's maneuvers? Even if it was just a performance, it wouldn't be so exaggerated. Didn't you hear that the commentator said that she was a great magician? Bad-tempered brother quipped, bunch of idiots. If you don't know anything about racing, get out of the live stream. Fake competition? Do you know anything about racing? Was Lin Yan's control of the track fake? Was her control of the timing fake? He had relied entirely on his own strength and had almost shown off to the heavens. A bunch of professional haters, don't come to our racing fan circle to disgust us. You motherf asterisk cur. You're ruining my mood. Not long after, the live broadcast room was polarized. Racing fans and entertainment fans were cursing at each other. Even passers-by who were watching the show joined in. At the venue, Lin Yan removed her helmet as she walked into the He family's arena. Boss, have some tea. Mo Shuyun scurried over to Lin Yan and handed her a bottle of water. Boss, smoke. Mo Shuyun whipped out a cigarette and handed it to Lin Yan. Lin Yan rolled her eyes at him. I won't. Mo Shuyun put on a fawning smile. Will it be fine? I'll teach you. Lin Yan was speechless. Was he out of his mind? Boss, goddess, you're too awesome. I knew you were strong, but I didn't expect you to be this strong. You're too ruthless, you're a ruthless person. That's awesome. Mo Shuyun gave her a thumbs up. Lin Yan replied calmly, sit down. It's a basic move. Chapter 665. Although Mo Shuyun had never raced against top teams in his career, he had raced against many top teams. However, he had never met a racer who could control the track as well as Lin Yan did. Initially, Mo Shuyun had assumed that Lin Yan had been lucky to beat WW. However, after watching Lin Yan's match with Lightning, he realized that he had underestimated Lin Yan. Her ability to control the track was frightening. What was more frightening was Lin Yan's creativity. From the beginning to the end, Lin Yan had seemed relaxed and casual. She hadn't given it her all. Instead, she had been able to perform some sort of magic on the track. Sister Yan, one of the members of the He family, glanced at Lin Yan awkwardly. Sister Yan, we were blind and ignorant. However, if you hadn't participated in the competition, no one would have believed that you were that strong. It's ridiculous. Sister Yan, you can't blame us. You even lost to Storm. Another team member chimed in softly. At the mention of Storm, Mo Shuyun looked puzzled. He couldn't understand what had happened. Mo Shuyun had been dumbfounded and Lin Yan had lost to Storm. Lin Yan, who had defeated WW, had lost to Storm. Sister Yan, was the match between you and Storm rigged? He Lufeng asked in shock. In such a competition, if there was a rigged match and the officials found out, the consequences would be unimaginable. Rigged? Lin Yan glanced at He Lufeng and replied, of course not. Then why did you lose to Storm? Asked Mo Shuyun curiously. I was in a bad mood, so I couldn't run, replied Lin Yan. Mo Shuyun was speechless. What a strange reason. Oh yeah, the competition in Category C has ended, right? Lin Yan asked Mo Shuyun. Yeah, it's over. Our last match was against Lightning, replied Mo Shuyun. The remaining two groups had nothing to do with Group C. The competition in Group C had already ended, so the He family team's ranking system had been completed. As for how they were going to be ranked, they would have to wait for the officials to make a decision. Regardless, Lin Yan had achieved her goal. At the very least, the He family team wouldn't lack investments in the near future. The biggest problem for the He family team had probably been solved. At the very least, Lin Yan could heave a sigh of relief. Goddess, did you know that we've won the first place in Group C? At the very least, we can choose a high-level team. Mo Shuyun exclaimed excitedly. A high-level team was indeed Mo Shuyun's goal when he had first joined the He family team. However, Mo Shuyun had originally planned to use many years to accomplish this goal. Mo Shuyun had never imagined that Lin Yan would take only one day. What a pity. One of the team members sighed. If we had been a high-level team, we would have been able to go even higher this time. Unfortunately, we are just a beginner team, so we can only go as high as a high-level team. We can't go beyond that. Mo Shuyun glanced at his team members. Just a second ago, we were worried about whether we would be eliminated. But now, we feel that it's a pity to set such a high level. We shouldn't be too greedy. We should take things step by step. Chapter 666. Mo Shuyun's words rendered his team members speechless. Indeed, that was the case. Not too long ago, they had been worried that the He family team would be eliminated. Now, they were indignant that the He family team had been designated as a top team. Mo Shuyun turned to Lin Yan and grinned. Goddess, we can change our team's name because of the reorganization. I don't think He family team sounds good. He Dinkuan strode forward and chuckled softly. It's an old name. Indeed, we can change it. What do you intend to change it to? Asked Lin Yan curiously. Xiaoyan, why don't you come up with a new name? This will represent a new beginning for the He family team. He Dinkuan grinned at Lin Yan. Before this, He Dinkuan had never imagined that Lin Yan would be so good at racing. When Lin Yan had defeated WW, He Dinkuan had thought that there was something fishy going on. However, after her clash with Lightning today, He Dinkuan had realized that Lin Yan's abilities were indeed formidable. The reason why WW had lost to Lin Yan wasn't because of some shady deal. Rather, it was because Lin Yan's ability was too inferior. Of course, He Dinkuan had no idea why Lin Yan was so adept at racing and controlling the track. However, he was certain that it was because of Lin Yan that the He family team had been able to win the championship. Furthermore, they had become the top team in Category C. This was an unshakable position. After this competition, the He family team's future would only get better and better. They wouldn't have to worry about funding anymore. They wouldn't have to worry about the team being disbanded at any moment. Lin Yan had relied on her unimaginable racing skills to revive the He family team. Hence, Lin Yan represented the He family team and represented a new beginning. She should be the one to decide the name of the He family team. Yeah, Sister Yan. You should decide. Without you, the consequences would be unimaginable. We didn't do anything at all. Sister Yan carried the He family team on her shoulders and led them to clinch first place in Category C. Sister Yan has to be the one to bestow a new name to us. Sister Yan. I'll be your idol from now on. You'll be my dog. One of the team members gazed at Lin Yan excitedly. His eyes gleamed with unconcealed admiration. What did you say? Lin Yan stared blankly at the team member. Bah! The team member slapped himself hard. I was wrong. From now on, Sister Yan, you're my idol. I'll be your dog. I'll bite whoever you want me to bite. I won't believe other people's nonsense anymore. Lin Yen was speechless. Could he have some integrity? That's right. Sister Yen, you have no idea what the haters are saying about you. Even we believe them. Your uncle and cousin treated us to a meal and slandered you. These people are disgusting. Our parents didn't teach them well. He Dinkuan was speechless. The team member who wanted to be a dog stammered, "Boss, that's not what I meant. Let me explain. Let's call it polar light." Suddenly, Lin Yan's eyes twinkled as she spoke softly. Chapter 667. The car was like a ray of starlight that couldn't be captured in the starry sky. It possessed a speed that surpassed everything and was like a dream. Many people yearned for it and chased after it. This light was like an eternal lamp that would never be extinguished. It was gorgeous and colorful, and anyone who saw it would be mesmerized by it. How many people had died while chasing after the light? How many people had joined in wave after wave? They worked hard and struggled only for the sake of chasing after that wisp of light that was like the moon reflected in the water. They could see it, but they couldn't touch it. However, its magical power had never dissipated. Lin Yen didn't want to chase after that ray of light. I am that eternal and inextinguishable ray of light. Wherever I am, I will be the peak. If I don't want to chase after the light, I will be the light. The Aurora Team? That's a good name. He Lufeng glanced at Lin Yen and said hastily, "This name suits my temperament." Mo Shuyun furrowed his brows and glanced at He Lufeng. Have some shame. How am I shameless? He Lufeng was indignant. Aren't you wind-chasing general? Mo Shuyun sneered coldly. Wind-chasing general? Many of the team members glanced at each other. Yeah, He Lufeng's username is wind-chasing general. You should be wind-chasing general instead of Aurora. Mo Shuyun sneered coldly. Haha. Captain, He Lufeng's username is wind-chasing general. That's too old-fashioned. That's a username from 20 years ago. Wind-chasing general? I'm cold-blooded boy. The member who wanted to be a dog guffawed. Mo Shuyun's expression turned cold the moment he heard his teammates' words. Many of the team members had Mo Shuyun's WeChat account. They knew that Mo Shuyun's username was cold-blooded boy, so no one dared to speak to him. Captain, He Lufeng is really lowly. Why isn't he called cold-blooded boy? He can be lowly to the extreme. The member who wanted to be a dog guffawed. Mo Shuyun glared at the member coldly and hissed, I'm called cold-blooded boy. The member was speechless. Dog, you have offended too many people today. So your mouth shut. He Lufeng grinned. Dog player, who the hell are you calling a dog player? Before He Lufeng could respond, the lackey said solemnly, please call me Sister Yan's exclusive lackey. He Lufeng was speechless. Lin Yen was speechless. Lin Yen glanced at Mo Shuyun. What kind of people had he recruited? Sister Yen. Suddenly, Li Tao, who had been silent all this while, turned to Lin Yen. What happened? Lin Yen glanced at Li Tao. Sister Yen, I want to apologize for what I said to you. I was too naive. After reading the news online and listening to your uncle and cousin slander, I believed them. I really didn't expect you to be so strong. From now on, I'm no longer a fan of Captain Mo Shuyun. I swear that from now on, other than Yeva, you will be my only fan. If anyone dares to spread rumors about you or scold you, I will scold them back. 3 consecutive qualities? He Lufeng was puzzled. Li Tao glanced at He Lufeng. Search for it online. I don't want to insult Sister Yan's ears. Lin Yen grinned. You're a good kid since you know you're in the wrong. Li Tao was speechless. Mo Shuyun replied, if you want to be a fan of her, so be it. Why did you stop being my fan? Chapter 668. After the competition ended, Lin Yan was invited to speak to the He family team, as they had won the competition. However, she gave this opportunity to Mo Shuyun as she prepared to drive away. Lin Yan wasn't interested in the trivial matters that would require her to show her face after the competition. However, before Lin Yan could leave, Su Kai and a few other staff members came looking for her. "Miss Lin Yan, we have something to confirm with you." One of the staff members glanced at Lin Yan as he spoke softly. "What's wrong?" Mo Shuyun, who had just finished speaking, glanced at Su Kai and the staff members in confusion. "Daddy, what's wrong?" Before Mo Shuyun could ask another question, Pei Yutong led the storm team to the He family team's preparation area. Lin Yan didn't respond. She had no idea what had happened. "We think that the He family team didn't follow the rules during a competition," one of the staff members said. The members of the He family team looked at each other in dismay. A competition didn't follow the rules? What did that mean? Are you suspecting that we rigged the competition? Mo Shuyun asked after some thought. This was a competition that was rare in the country, and rigging was prohibited. If anyone suspected that a team had rigged the competition, the officials had the right to investigate. If the investigation turned out to be true, the team would be punished, and the racer who rigged the competition would be severely punished. "It's just a suspicion," replied one of the staff members. "I didn't rig the competition. I'm really a noob." He Lifeng blurted out anxiously. Everyone's eyes landed on He Lifeng as soon as he finished speaking. Everyone knew He Lifeng's skills, so no one would suspect him of rigging the competition. He was really a noob. Can you be more shameless? Who said that you rigged the competition? I'm talking about Lin Yan. Mo Shuyun glanced at He Lifeng. Oh. He Lifeng replied. Given Lin Yan's skills, she lost to Storm. I don't think there's a need for evidence. Su Kai, who had followed the staff member, spoke up. Are you the one who reported Lin Yan? Mo Shuyun glanced at Su Kai. Su Kai, who was expressionless, replied mildly, the competition has its own rules. All of us are participants and supervisors. It's obvious that Lin Yan is cheating. Shouldn't she explain the situation? Mo Shuyun furrowed his brows. He could not refute Su Kai's words. Su Kai was the captain of the K1 team, so she was very important. Since she had personally reported the incident, the officials would definitely investigate it. Besides, Lin Yan had been too brazen when she had lost. Even they thought that Lin Yan had purposely gone easy on Storm. In reality, against a beginner team like Storm, it didn't matter if they went easy or not, because Storm wouldn't affect the top teams in Group C. In many large-scale competitions like this, it was normal for the top teams to give way to the smaller teams. However, Su Kai refused to let go of this matter today. The officials had to investigate. Frankly speaking, Su Kai had found a loophole in the rules. Chapter 669. The crew members glanced at Lin Yan and one of them said, Miss Lin Yan, can you tell us more about your battle with Storm and how you lost? Before Lin Yan could respond, Pei Yutong suddenly bellowed, what do you mean by that? We just want to understand the situation. One of the crew members glanced at Pei Yutong. What do you mean by understanding the situation? Aren't you treating the members of Storm as human beings? Pei Yutong was in a foul mood. Wasn't the Storm team human? Did they deserve to lose? As long as they won, it would mean that the other team had gone easy on them. Although Lin Yan had indeed gone easy on them, but that was what he said, but it was not the truth. Storm had to lose the competition. If we won, it would mean that the other team had gone easy on us. Are you out of your mind? Pei Yutang bellowed. Boss Pei, you don't have to say that. Storm could have won, but they defeated the top team in Category C, don't you think that's suspicious? Su Kai glanced at Pei Yutang. Of course it's not suspicious. Pei Yutang replied matter-of-factly, we were lucky. Haven't you heard that luck is a part of one's ability? This proves that our team is capable. We live up to our reputation. Mo Shuyun glanced at Pei Yutang. The Storm Battle team didn't even have a title. How could they be so arrogant? Don't spout nonsense. My cousin didn't cheat. She was in a bad mood when she met Storm, so she couldn't run. Heilufeng glanced at the crew members hastily. Everyone fell silent at Heilufeng's words. The crew members, especially, had an odd expression on their faces. Did the He family team think that they were fools? She had been in a bad mood. That was why she couldn't run and had lost to Storm. They had never heard of a professional racer who didn't rely on his own ability, but on his mood during a race. Even if she had wanted to find an excuse, couldn't she have come up with a better one? She had been in a bad mood. That was too much. Lin Yen glanced at Heilufeng, hoping that someone would sew his mouth shut. I'm not in a bad mood, and I didn't rig the competition, Lin Yen told the staff. One of them turned on the computer and played the video of Lin Yan's match against Storm. Almost every frame of the recording of the match was carefully watched. Miss Lin Yen, given your skills, you shouldn't have made such a huge mistake. Besides, you haven't accelerated since the first second. Can you explain that? The staff member asked Lin Yen. Lin Yen fell into deep thought. Mo Shuyun's head throbbed as he watched the video of Lin Yen and Storm's competition. It was too obvious. The car hadn't accelerated at all. Su Kai glanced at Lin Yen with a smirk on her face. She had told Lin Yen earlier that there were rules in this competition. Even if she was strong, she was nothing in her eyes. Miss Lin Yen, you should give us a reasonable explanation. One of the staff members frowned when he noticed Lin Yan's silence. Chapter 670. The old master, Hidinkuan, walked over and glanced at Su Kai after he understood what had happened. Hidinkuan had no idea how Lin Yen had offended the captain of K1. Actually, even if she had lost to Storm, it wouldn't have been a big deal. If Su Kai hadn't reported it personally, the officials wouldn't have said anything. After all, even if Storm had won, it wouldn't have affected the ranking of the top teams in Category C. Why did the female captain of K1 hate Lin Yen and the He family team so much? Both Hidinkuan and Mo Shuyun were vexed. If Lin Yen couldn't explain herself, it would be troublesome. Actually, the He family team would be fined at most. Lin Yen, on the other hand, would be severely punished. Miss Lin Yen, are you speechless? Su Kai, who had noticed Lin Yan's silence, smirked coldly. Miss Lin Yen, you're a racer after all. However, you don't have a shred of professionalism. You cheated during such a serious competition. You don't deserve to be a racer. Su Kai glanced at the crew members. I hope that the officials will deal with this matter seriously and ban this racer from racing forever. Before the crew member could respond, Lin Yen glanced at Su Kai and chuckled softly. It seems like you didn't take my words to heart. Su Kai narrowed her eyes. What she had said? A dog that bit shouldn't bark? I can explain. Lin Yen glanced at the crew members. All right, we're listening. Miss Lin Yen, you can explain. Yeah, I didn't cheat. Actually, I didn't want to lose to Storm. Actually, Storm isn't bad. Of course, that's not the point. Lin Yen added, the reason I lost the race was because I couldn't race properly at this time. You couldn't race normally? The crew members were perplexed by Lin Yan's words. Yeah. Lin Yen nodded. That's because I was injured. Coincidentally, when I was competing with Storm, the pain flared up. Miss Lin, are you saying that you were injured when you competed against Storm? Your injuries flared up during the match and that's why you lost? Asked one of the staff members. Indeed. Lin Yan nodded. Lin Yan, do you think we are fools? Where are you injured? There will be a professional medical team. Alright, since you said that you're injured, let's get the professional medical team to take a look at you. Su Kai sneered coldly at Lin Yan. Everyone in the He family team glanced at each other. Was Lin Yan just making an excuse, or was she really injured? The members of the He family team believed that this was just an excuse. They hadn't noticed anything wrong with Lin Yan, nor had they heard her say that she was injured. Besides, it would be ridiculous if she had defeated Lightning despite her injuries. Of course, although everyone thought this way, they wouldn't say it out loud. I can testify that Lin Yan was injured. We knew it during the training. The lackeys blurted out hastily. Yeah. She was injured. I can testify. Li Tao nodded vigorously. Chapter 671. He Lifeng looked agitated. She's injured. She's definitely injured. She's injured all over. Mo Shuyun was speechless. Captain Mo, don't you think so? My cousin is injured all over. He Lifeng glanced at Mo Shuyun. Mo Shuyun stared at He Lifeng with an indescribable expression on his face. Was this fellow here to undermine him? His racing skills were terrible, but his brain didn't seem to be working well either. Why did he have such a stupid teammate? Mo Shuyun wished that he could sell He Lifeng to another team. Of course, it was hard to say whether he would be able to sell him. I think so. Mo Shuyun had no choice but to reply to He Lifeng. She's injured all over? That's really impressive. Su Kai sneered coldly. It's not that serious. Her leg is injured, explained Lin Yan. Alright, Miss Lin Yan. Since you said that your leg injury has affected your performance, we will get a professional medical team to examine you. Is that okay? Asked one of the staff members. Sure, I'm fine with it. Lin Yan nodded. Half an hour later, the staff members led the medical team to the He family team's venue. Everyone else left, leaving Lin Yan and the medical team behind. Miss Lin Yan, your leg injury is more serious. You'll need to go to the hospital for treatment. I've just examined you, and it's fine for now. However, the pain might relapse at any time. You haven't been to the hospital in a long time, right? The medical team leader glanced at Lin Yan as he spoke. Yeah, I haven't been to the hospital in a long time. I don't think it's a big problem. Who would have thought that it would relapse during the race against Storm? That's why I couldn't compete at full speed. Everyone thought that I was rigging the competition. Lin Yan grinned. Miss Lin Yan, you're really good at racing. You were able to beat Lightning even when your injury relapsed. That's amazing. One of the medical team members gave Lin Yan a thumbs up. The medical team member was also a racing fanatic, so he knew all the teams in the country very well. He wouldn't miss any competition, so he had been stunned by Lin Yan's performance. He had never imagined that Lin Yan would be injured. I was just lucky. Lin Yan grinned. Miss Lin Yan, you're being too humble. However, you have to be careful of Su Kai. She was the one who reported you for cheating. It won't be fun if she targets you. Of course, we will prove your innocence. Thank you, Lin Yan replied gratefully. A moment later, everyone returned to the arena. Su Kai looked at the medical staff and asked, "How is it?" However, none of the staff paid any attention to Su Kai. They had already compiled the diagnosis results into a form and handed it over to the staff. After the medical team left, the the staff studied the form carefully before turning to Lin Yan. Miss Lin Yan, you need to pay more attention to your injury. The medical team has examined you, and it's not a minor injury. Miss Lin Yan, you're really professional. You defeated Lightning even though you're injured. You deserve to be the champion of Category C. The other team member grinned at Lin Yan. As the staff member's voice fell, Su Kai frowned. What did he mean? Was Lin Yan really injured? Lin Yan walked over to Su Kai and whispered in her ear, remember, a dog that bites shouldn't bark. If it does, it won't be a threat anymore. In the afternoon, I have to go to the television station to do some work. Since I have decided to star in Legend, my pay has doubled. Oh yes, I have to work as a translator at the game company that I work part-time for. The boss is a fool with a lot of money, and the market price for a translator is more than 10 times the market price, Lin Yan replied to him in detail. Pei Yucheng stared at Lin Yan's schedule, which was even busier than his, and pondered for a moment. Pei Yucheng typed, "Are you free tonight?" Pei Yucheng tried to send another message. The double monthly votes event is about to begin. From December 29th to December 31st, the monthly votes will be doubled. I'm looking for double monthly votes. End of chapter. Chapter 673. Lin Yan reacted quickly this time. She understood what Pei Yucheng meant and realized that he had asked her if she was free tonight. He probably wanted to go on a date with her. Hence, Lin Yan replied, "It'll be too late for me to come back tomorrow. How about the day after tomorrow? Shall we have dinner together?" Pei Yucheng was speechless. Was Pei Yutong trying to give him a surprise? Was that why Lin Yan hadn't told him? However, based on his understanding of Lin Yan, she didn't seem to be lying when she said that she was busy making money. It seemed like she had forgotten his birthday. In fact, Lin Yan had indeed been so engrossed in making money that she had forgotten about his birthday. After texting Pei Yucheng, Lin Yan hadn't recalled that tomorrow was Pei Yucheng's birthday. After sending Pei Yucheng the message, Lin Yan prepared to play a few more rounds. She was about to start when a friend message popped up in the game. Riches and Honor was speechless. Lin Yan stared at the ellipses, feeling a little guilty. Ever since she had tricked Wang Jingyang in the game, Wang Jingyang had blocked her WeChat and hadn't contacted her in a long time. Lin Yan coughed softly and sent a message. "Get rich Lin, brother doggy. I was wrong. I didn't mean to trick you. It was really an accident. I'm on my period and my hormones are out of whack." Riches and Honor replied. "When you were carried down from the stretcher in the car accident, you were able to get a pentakill. You're telling me that it's because you're having an endocrine disorder because of your period? Get rich Lin, you don't understand. Menstruation is much more serious than a car accident. If you don't believe me, you can check it online. I'm a girl after all." Riches and Honor, really? Get rich Lin, of course it's true. Give me another chance. Boss, I'll give you a 20% discount this time. I'll definitely take you flying. After struggling for a while, Wang Jingyang chose to trust her again. Riches and Honor, alright, I'll trust you this time. Open. Get rich Lin, alright, boss. Boss, just wait for it to take off. It hadn't been easy for Lin Yan to get Wang Jingyang's business, so she rubbed her palms and prepared to perform well. Why had she given him a 20% discount? Her heart ached. With her skills, she had never given such a low discount before. It was all because of that damned ant menstruation. Lin Yan pulled Wang Jingyang into the team and prepared to fight the Prince of Lanling, whom she was best at. However, just as she was about to choose her hero, a familiar wave of dizziness engulfed her. Lin Yan's mind went blank. By the time she came back to her senses, she had already watched as her hand moved away from Prince Lanling and slowly moved to Kai Wenji. Then, she clicked confirm. Rich and powerful. Get rich Lin, I'm a jungler. Riches and honor, Lin Yen. Damn you. At that moment, Lin Yen, whose consciousness had been invaded, howled like Wang Jingyang. F***CKU. Holy shit. Again. Big sister. Are you kidding me? Kai Wenji was a support. It was for healing. Who are you going to fight in the jungle? No, that's not the point. Why are you here again? What do you want now? As Lin Yen howled, the game had already begun. Wang Jingyang and the other teammates watched as Kai Wenji wobbled into the jungle with her short legs. Moreover, she entered the enemy's jungle. Wang Jingyang and his teammates shouted until their throats were hoarse, but they couldn't get her to come back. Darling, click on the red packet button on the top right corner of your phone to receive your monthly tickets. You will also have a chance to receive a super big gift. Chapter 674. After the game, Wang Jingyang deleted Lin Yen from his list of friends. Boss, don't go. Lin Yen had watched helplessly as the deal flew away. She felt like dying. Big sister, it's fine if you don't know how to play games. But do you know how to hang up? Even if the computer played automatically, it would still be better than this guy's magical skills. Other people would waste their phones when they played games, but this guy would waste his teammates. Even she couldn't bear to watch this anymore, let alone Wang Jingyang. She hadn't known that she had been unconscious when this guy had played the game. She had gone to check on his record and realized that it had been terrible. She had never imagined that she would be so shocked when she saw it with her own eyes. No wonder Wang Jingyang had blocked her. No wonder Pei Yutong had run away faster than a rabbit the moment she had mentioned games. Big sister, do you know how important today and tomorrow are to me? Why did you have to come now? Lin Yen was on the verge of breaking down. Pei Yucheng hadn't expected that he would possess Lin Yan's body. By the time he reacted, he had already possessed her. Judging from what Lin Yen was doing, it was obvious that she wasn't preparing a surprise for him. Pei Yucheng asked slowly, are these 2 days very important? Lin Yen replied resolutely, of course it's important. Today, I almost pulled back a big client of mine, but in the end, it was ruined by you. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. My schedule for the whole day tomorrow is very full. I have to shoot an important advertisement in the morning and attend an important event in the afternoon. I also have a part-time job at night. I don't know when you will leave. What if you affect my earnings tomorrow? Pei Yucheng was speechless. The more Lin Yen spoke, the more frightened she became. You've already ruined one of my deals. Are you going to ruin all my deals tomorrow? Pei Yucheng fell silent for a long time before he finally asked, don't you have anything important to do tomorrow? Lin Yen replied, isn't that important enough? What else could it be? Pei Yucheng replied, think about it. For some reason, Lin Yen felt a chill run down her spine when she said those words. Think about it, what was she thinking about? What could she do tomorrow that was important? There was really nothing else. Pei Yucheng didn't wait for Lin Yen to reply, as he had already read her mind. Without a doubt, she had completely forgotten. Lin Yen was still racking her brains when she realized that her body had started to move. Where are you going? Pei Yucheng stood up and left the arena without a word. He Lifeng rushed over to Lin Yen excitedly. Sister Yen, Sister Yen. How was my run? Have you improved? Lin Yen typed, Sister, praise him. This was the time for children to build up their confidence. Pei Yucheng had glanced at He Lifeng when he had been running. He replied calmly, as long as you're happy. With that, he turned around and left. Lin Yan was speechless, Xiaofan was speechless. He started the engine of Lin Yan's old car. Big sister, what's wrong with you? Why did he attack whoever he saw? Are you on your period? Lin Yan, who had been nagging under her breath, panicked when she saw that she was in the car. She yelled, F***CK. Big sister, let's talk this out. You can do whatever you want. You can even touch my man. Just don't touch my car. Pei Yucheng was speechless. In the past, it wasn't as good as earning money. Now, it's even worse than a car. End of this chapter. Chapter 675. Lin Yan was on tenterhooks along the way, wondering where this fellow was going. Half an hour later, the car stopped at the most luxurious shopping mall in the capital city. This mall was selling high-end luxury goods. What are you doing here? Lin Yan had a bad feeling about this. Pei Yucheng found a mask and a cap from Lin Yan's car and put them on. Then, he entered the mall, pressed the elevator, and walked to the men's section on the top floor. Big sister, what are you doing? Don't tell me you want to buy something here? Do you know how expensive the things here are? Lin Yan asked in surprise. Pei Yucheng paused in front of a tailor-made suit shop and strode in. Welcome. The saleslady scanned Lin Yan from head to toe as she welcomed the customer. Lin Yan quipped, Big sister, look at what I'm wearing. Aren't you afraid of being chased out? Miss, what can I do for you? I can recommend something for you, the saleslady replied politely. The shop assistants here were all smart people. Although the girl in front of them was dressed very ordinary, she had a kind of awe-inspiring temperament. She wasn't the slightest bit afraid of coming to such a place. Instead, it was as if she was strolling in a very ordinary place. Her eyes carried a sense of scrutiny. The saleslady was intimidated by the girl's aura and didn't dare to be rude. Lin Yan quipped, Big sister, stop fooling around. Take a look at how much a suit here costs. You wouldn't be able to afford it even if you sold yourself. Besides, how would you have the money to buy it? Wait. Are you thinking of? Pei Yucheng fished out Lin Yan's bank card from her purse and pointed at a silver-gray suit. Wrap this up for me. The shop assistant immediately smiled, okay, please wait a moment. It was such an expensive suit, yet it had taken her less than 10 seconds to buy it. She was indeed a big shot. The shop assistant said attentively, Madam, are you buying it as a gift? Do you need me to wrap it up for you? Pei Yucheng replied, sure. At that moment, Lin Yan's brain stopped working. She felt as though her world was collapsing. It was a suit with a 6-digit number. She had bought it at first glance. Whoosh. Yes. 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 She. Yes. Gotcha. Lin Yan whined, Big sister, why did you buy a man's suit? Pei Yucheng replied, I like it. Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan watched as the saleslady wrapped the suit and began to swipe her card. She wanted to hang herself. No. Lin Yan suddenly spoke up. The moment the saleslady swiped the card, Lin Yan's spirit returned to her body and she screamed at the top of her lungs. However, it only lasted for a few seconds before her consciousness was suppressed again. Miss, what's wrong? The shopping guide asked suspiciously. Pei Yucheng replied, it's fine. Pei Yucheng calmly keyed in the password to the bank card. It's fine, it's fine. This guy doesn't know my password, Lin Yan comforted herself. A second later, she watched as he keyed in the password. She was shocked. How did you know my password? Pei Yucheng asked, is it difficult to guess? Her password was always her birthday, 518518, because she thought it was a lucky number. Lin Yan was speechless. Pei Yucheng thought, darling, you forgot my birthday. You even forgot to buy me a birthday present. What should I do? It's fine. I'll buy it myself. Pei Yucheng had figured out the right way to make his wife value him. That was, to spend his wife's money. End of this chapter. Chapter 676. Her money. Her money. Her money. Lin Yan almost fainted from anger. Bastard. I'll remember you forever. Pei Yucheng replied in satisfaction, thank you. After leaving the mall, Pei Yucheng drove back to Cloud Manor. Lin Yan was still immersed in the pain of losing a huge sum of money. When she reached home, she snapped out of her daze. Sister, who are you buying this suit for? Pei Yucheng had given up on trying to make Lin Yan recall it herself. Tomorrow is November 22nd. November 22nd? What's wrong with November 22nd? Lin Yan was taken aback. After some time, she finally remembered. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is Mr. Pei's birthday. Pei Yucheng was speechless. It hadn't been easy for him to recall it. Pei Yucheng replied, to be precise, there are 2 hours left. Lin Yan glanced at the clock on the wall. It was indeed 10 p.m. There were 2 hours left before Pei Yucheng's birthday. Oh no! She hadn't prepared anything. Ah! Do you know how to celebrate your boyfriend's birthday? Asked Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan was dumbfounded. How? When she had been with Han Yishuan, they hadn't spent much time together. They hadn't even celebrated their birthdays together. Hence, she really didn't have much experience. Pei Yucheng pinched his eyebrows and sighed softly. I'll teach you. Lin Yan had wanted to thank him, but on second thought, she realized that she was in this state because of this fellow. Hence, she changed the topic. You should have taught me. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be in this state. You should take responsibility. Pei Yucheng replied, I thought you would thank me. Lin Yan replied, I should thank you. Pei Yucheng's gentle face surfaced in Lin Yan's mind. She couldn't bring herself to say thank you. No matter how she looked at it, she seemed to be the one who had taken advantage of him. Given her abilities, she would probably be alone for the rest of her life. Where could she find a boyfriend like him? What should I do now? Mr. Pei should be back soon. Lin Yan was flustered. Pei Yutong had reminded her before. How could she have forgotten? Pei Yucheng picked up the suit he had just bought and placed it on the coffee table. The most basic way is to buy a thoughtful birthday present. Lin Yan's heart was bleeding as she stared at the suit on the coffee table. How did you know if I put in enough effort? Is your so-called effort expensive? No wonder this fellow had gone to buy a suit all of a sudden. She had been picking out a gift for Pei Yucheng. This was true love. But it was her card that had been swiped. A basic method. Is there a more advanced method? Lin Yan asked humbly. Pei Yucheng replied, a more advanced method would be to prepare a gift personally. For example, cooking dinner for him. Lin Yan was put in a spot. Do you want me to cook personally? That's fine. But my culinary skills are just so, and the key is that I can't do it now. You're occupying my body. Pei Yucheng was speechless. Pei Yucheng fell silent for a moment before he said, let me do it. After saying that, he walked toward the kitchen. Lin Yan was excited. Oh my! Sister, you know how to cook. How's your technique? Pei Yucheng replied, not bad. Lin Yan was surprised to hear the confidence in his voice. Really? I couldn't tell. I thought that vixens were just pretty faces. I didn't expect you to have such skills. He had touched himself, courted himself, asked himself out, celebrated his birthday, and prepared a birthday present for himself, for the sake of his wife, who had low EQ. Pei Yucheng had flirted with her. End of this chapter. Chapter 677. Pei Yucheng put on an apron and began to prepare the ingredients. Lin Yan had been a little worried at first, but she relaxed when she saw that he was familiar with the process. Besides, his cooking skills weren't just acceptable. In less than 2 hours, there were 3 meat dishes, 3 vegetables, and a soup. It looked, smelled, and tasted delicious. Lin Yan's appetite was whetted just by looking at the exquisite and alluring dishes. Come to think of it, this young lady had prepared everything for Pei Yucheng's birthday. She didn't have to do anything, so she didn't have to worry about anything. As Lin Yan admired the dishes on the table, she asked casually, "Sister, is there a better birthday present than cooking?" Pei Yucheng paused for a moment before he replied, "Yes. I don't need to spend money or do anything." Lin Yan asked curiously, "What is it?" Pei Yucheng replied, "It's not suitable for you yet." Lin Yan replied, "Huh? What do you mean? Why isn't it suitable for me? It's a way to save time and money. Why isn't it suitable for me? It's perfect for me. What exactly is it? If you had told me earlier, I wouldn't have needed to go through so much trouble and spend so much money." Lin Yan was about to press him when her vision suddenly turned black. Her consciousness became more and more muddled as she fell into darkness. When Lin Yan woke up again, she realized that she was sprawled on the dining table. Lin Yan stood up hastily and stretched her arms and legs. She was finally back. She hadn't expected that her sister would leave after settling everything. She had thought that she had wanted to celebrate Pei Yucheng's birthday with her. In that case, it seemed like she had taken advantage of her. Lin Yan had been starving the entire night. Her stomach growled as she stared at the dishes on the table. She was about to pick up her chopsticks to taste the food when she heard the sound of a door opening. Then, she heard familiar footsteps. Pei Yucheng was back. Lin Yan scampered to the door to welcome him. "Mr. Pei, you're back." Lin Yan beamed at him sweetly like a sunflower. Pei Yucheng glanced at the smiling girl. "Why are you back so early today?" In the past few days, Lin Yan had either stayed in the car or returned late at night. Lin Yan coughed softly and said sincerely, "Of course. Today is a very important day. Happy birthday, Mr. Pei." Pei Yucheng raised an eyebrow. "You remember my birthday?" "Of course, how could I forget such an important day?" Lin Yan picked up an exquisite, custom-made suit and handed it to him. She said sweetly, "Mr. Pei, this is my birthday present for you. I went to the mall today and spent the whole afternoon carefully choosing. I don't know if you like it or not." Pei Yucheng took the gift that Lin Yan had spent the entire afternoon picking out. Then, he scanned the logo on the package. "It's that expensive?" Lin Yan inhaled deeply and swallowed a mouthful of blood. Then, she smiled and waved her hands. "It's not expensive at all. This small amount of money was nothing. Besides, why would I complain that it's expensive to buy a gift for my boyfriend? Why am I working so hard to earn money? Isn't it to give the most expensive and best things to the person I love the most?" Tears streamed down Lin Yan's cheeks as she spoke. "This relationship is really going to make me bankrupt. Sorry for making you wait for so long. There are too many things to do at the end of the year, and the updates are not stable. As long as I am free, I will definitely update more. Haha, kiss me one by one." Chapter 678. If Pei Yucheng's consciousness hadn't been attached to Lin Yan's body and he knew the truth, he would have believed her. Pei Yucheng studied the girl quietly as he listened to her sincere words. "I did it to give the most expensive and best gift to the most important person in my life. It was sweeter than the first time he had tasted chocolate. Thank you. Pei Yucheng chuckled softly as he accepted the gift. I like it. Lin Yan was dazzled by the man's radiant smile. For some reason, she felt as though she would be willing to go bankrupt just to see his smile. No. You're welcome. As long as you like it. Lin Yan hurriedly shook off these terrifying thoughts. The two of them sat at the dining table. Lin Yan picked up a piece of sweet and sour pork for Pei Yucheng and coughed softly. I haven't cooked in a long time. I don't know if it tastes good, Miss Lin, you're being humble. It looks delicious. Pei Yucheng praised himself without batting an eyelid. Pei Yucheng tasted the sweet and sour pork ribs that Lin Yan had picked up for him. Then, he picked up a piece for her. Thank you. Lin Yan was famished. She looked at the dishes on the table and hurriedly picked up a piece of pork rib. Forget it, forget it. Since that elder sister had helped her a lot this time and even made a table full of dishes, she would forgive her. Lin Yan bit down happily as she spoke. A second later, Lin Yan felt as though her soul had left her body. F***ck. What the hell was this? Instinctively, Lin Yan spat out the pork ribs in her mouth. F***ck. Was there poison in the food? What's wrong? Pei Yucheng glanced at her suspiciously. It doesn't taste good? So, couldn't he tell that it tasted terrible? Before Lin Yan could finish her sentence, she realized that she had almost forgotten that Pei Yucheng had lost his sense of taste. Lin Yan swallowed her words. No. It's nothing. It's just a little hot. Lin Yan swallowed the piece of rib with much difficulty. It's delicious. It's delicious. I seem to have performed well today. There was no way Lin Yan would expose herself and say that the food she made tasted like sh*t, right? F***ck. That bastard. The food he made was so unpalatable. How did he have the courage to say that his cooking skills were not bad? Fortunately, Pei Yucheng didn't have a sense of taste, so he couldn't tell. Otherwise, she would have exploded. What enmity! How is this a birthday present? Are you trying to poison me to death? Yes. Pei Yucheng didn't suspect anything as he placed more food on her plate. Miss Lin, you've worked hard today. Eat more. Lin Yan stared at the food in her bowl with hatred and bitterness. She felt like killing herself. She had never imagined that someone would be better than Pei Yucheng at cooking. Lin Yan pulled a long face when she suddenly realized something. Why did the braised pork rib taste so similar to Pei Yucheng's cooking? Most dishes were cooked in a fixed way, so it was normal for the taste and appearance to be similar. However, it wasn't easy to cook a dish that looked so good but tasted so terrible. Chapter 679. That was strange. Was it a coincidence? Lin Yan, who was doubtful, plucked up her courage and picked up some bamboo shoots and meat. She remembered that this was the most unforgettable dish that Pei Yucheng had ever made. That woman couldn't possibly make all the dishes so terrible, right? However, when the taste of the bamboo shoots and meat spread in her mouth and tongue, Lin Yan's soul suffered another devastating blow. Lin Yan was speechless. She had tried so hard and tried to avoid it. She had tried so hard to persuade Pei Yucheng to cook less and eat less of his dishes. Who would have thought that she would end up cooking a table full of food for herself today? Lin Yan tried a few other dishes and realized that they tasted terrible. The strangest thing was that the taste of these dishes was so similar to Pei Yucheng's cooking. They tasted terrible. She couldn't figure it out. It was as though Pei Yucheng had transmigrated into her body and cooked this meal. Lin Yan bit her chopsticks and glanced at Pei Yucheng. Mr. Pei, what's wrong? Pei Yucheng glanced at the girl. No. Nothing. Lin Yen waved her hands frantically. Was she thinking too much? Nothing. I just want to learn how to cook from you, Mr. Pei. May I know who taught you? You can't taste anything, but you can still cook so well. That's why I want to learn from you. Lin Yen pretended to ask casually. I learned a recipe. I can teach you when I'm free, replied Pei Yucheng. Lin Yen was speechless. Lin Yen fell silent after hearing Pei Yucheng's answer. If she had cooked according to a recipe, it would be normal for the dishes to taste the same. However, how could there be such a dark recipe? Which chef had created it? Was he still alive? Lin Yen had many questions, but she couldn't ask him directly. She couldn't possibly say that she was schizophrenic, had seen a ghost, or had been possessed by a monster. That was why she had cooked the dishes that tasted as terrible as Pei Yucheng's, right? Besides, everyone had hidden the fact that Pei Yucheng's dishes tasted terrible because they were afraid that he would be upset. In the end, Lin Yen could only suppress her doubts. She was shocked when she suddenly discovered that her body was being controlled by another consciousness. However, after the initial shock and fear, she had already become numb. Ever since she was kidnapped when she was young, her body began to show many changes that were different from those of ordinary people. These changes could not be detected with the current level of medical science. But now, she was really curious. This consciousness that controlled her body from time to time. If it wasn't schizophrenia, what was it? There were many stories about transmigration and possession in novels. There was also a scientific theory that a person's brain waves could attach to another person's body and even control the other person's body. So, is there such a possibility? If she wasn't schizophrenic, could the consciousness in her body belong to another person? This person might have come from another dimension. This person might even be someone who existed in the same spacetime as her. The more Lin Yen thought about it, the more she felt that it was possible. If that was the case, then, who was this consciousness? Could she be Pei Yucheng's admirer? For the rest of my life, I Have You, Sweet and Warm, will continue to be updated on the mobile game bar. There will be no advertisements on the website, so please bookmark and recommend the mobile game bar. For the rest of my life, I'm with you, sweet and warm, please bookmark. For the rest of my life, I'm with you, sweet and warm. Chapter 680. She was Pei Yucheng's admirer, so she knew Pei Yucheng very well. She knew that Pei Yucheng had been hospitalized, so she could enter Pei Yucheng's villa freely. She also knew Pei Yucheng's preferences and even cooked the same dishes as Pei Yucheng's. The more Lin Yen thought about it, the more she felt that it was possible. However, she hadn't noticed such a person around Pei Yucheng during this period of time. Besides, if she really had such an admirer, she could have pursued him herself. Why would she possess her body and help her woo Pei Yucheng? Was that person stupid? Wouldn't she be helping someone else instead? Or, was there some other reason? She couldn't get what she wanted in real life, so she could possess her body and use it to be with Pei Yucheng? There was another more frightening possibility. The other party might possess her occasionally, but what if she managed to take over her body in the future? Lin Yen felt a chill run down her spine at the thought. However, from the looks of it, it seemed unlikely. The frequency of the other party possessing her body was not high. Moreover, she vaguely remembered that in the afternoon, when the other party swiped her card to pay the bill, she forcefully regained control of her body for a few seconds. This meant that when the other party possessed her, it was not completely impossible to regain control of her body. By the time they were done, Lin Yan's mind was filled with all sorts of scenarios. No matter what, Pei Yucheng's birthday had passed without any mishaps. I'm very happy today. Thank you, said Pei Yucheng. You're welcome. This is my first time celebrating someone's birthday, so I don't know what to do. As long as you're happy, Mr. Pei. I will prepare a better birthday present for you next time. Lin Yan said flatteringly. Pei Yucheng gazed at the girl before him and said slowly, Miss Lin, do you know what a better birthday present is? Lin Yan pondered for a moment. Is it more expensive? She had asked the same question before, but she hadn't gotten an answer. Later on, she had pondered it and concluded that a better present would definitely be more expensive. At the thought of this, Lin Yan couldn't help but complain. Someone told me that the most basic way is to buy a gift. The more advanced way is to prepare a gift personally. There are even more advanced ways that don't require spending money or doing anything. I didn't think it was reliable. How could there be a cheap and convenient gift? A gift that doesn't cost you any money or effort, how insincere. Pei Yucheng cast a meaningful glance at the girl. There is indeed such a gift. What is it? Asked Lin Yan curiously. Pei Yucheng stretched out his hand and stroked the girl's hair gently. His cold voice echoed in the quiet living room. The best gift is yourself. Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan froze on the spot. A few seconds later, the little deer in his heart started racing again. The best gift was herself? Could it be what she thought it meant? She had always maintained a pure and innocent attitude toward Pei Yucheng. She hadn't harbored any disrespectful thoughts. Chapter 681. Pei Yucheng's birthday party had been a heart-wrenching one. It had left a deep impression on Lin Yan. Lin Yan had spent more than half of the money she had saved up. Her heart ached so much that she hadn't been able to sleep well. One day, as usual, Lin Yan leaned against the couch and scrolled through her phone. The orange kitten, Prosperous, had gotten used to its new environment and was dozing off comfortably beside Lin Yan's legs. Ever since the competition had ended, the netizens' comments about her had changed. Lin Yan wasn't used to it. In the past, there would be one or two people who would stand out and speak up for her. One of them would even be Lin Yan herself. However, there were at least 100 comments that were on Lin Yan's side. Not too long ago, she had posted on Weibo to congratulate her grandfather's team for achieving a good result in the competition. I'm too handsome, so many romantic debts typed, Shuya, I watched the live stream of the He family team. Your heartless sister must have discussed it with another team and fixed the competition. Otherwise, how could a junior team beat a top team? Shuya. Hurry up and think of a way to chase Lin Yan out of the He family team. The He family team will be promoted to a top team soon. Shuya, you have to take over the He family team. Otherwise, Lin Yan will stir up trouble. Only Shuya is fit to take over the He family team. You're the wind and I'm a fool, typed, F***ck. Without Lin Yan, the He family team would have been eliminated a long time ago. Can't you think for yourself and be rational? I'm the toilet paper in the toilet bowl replied, so what? Even without Lin Yan, Shuya would still be able to make the He family team a top team. It's only a matter of time. What right does Lin Yan have to stay in a team like the He family team? In terms of character, Shuya can't beat her in a second. In terms of acting, she can't beat her in a second. In terms of racing skills, she can beat her in a second. I'd rather dote on you than on a dog. Everyone knows what kind of person Lin Yan is. Needless to say, she snatched the role that her own sister fought for. Yeva should have been Shuya's. Is Lin Yan worthy? Lin Yan read the comments on Lin Shuya's Weibo page with relish. She was already used to these comments. Just as she was about to continue reading, her phone rang. It was Pei Yutang. Hey, Dad, something big has happened, something big has happened. Pei Yutang asked anxiously. Lin Yan frowned. What happened? What happened? Where are you now? I'm at home, replied Pei Yutang. Lin Yan was speechless. You're calling me at home? Can't I come over? Lin Yan sounded helpless. That's not important. Daddy, do you know that Lang Mang's smuff has been scolded? The one who said that he was a fake Lang Mang has been scolded badly recently. Pei Yutong replied. Lin Yan pondered for a moment. She had some recollection of this name. However, it wasn't the fake Lang Mang. It was really Lang Mang's alternate account. Daddy, he isn't fake. He's real. Pei Yutong exclaimed. How did you know? Lin Yan was curious. Only a few people who were familiar with Lang Mang knew about his alternate account. Of course I know. Pei Yutong sounded confident. Lang Mang's verified account has been exposed. The words were harsh, and those who had scolded him were flamed. He even uploaded a screenshot of his conversation with Yeva. For the rest of my life, I Have You, Sweet and Warm, will continue to be updated on the forum. There will be no advertisements on the site, so please bookmark and recommend the forum. For the rest of my life, I'm with you, sweet and warm, please bookmark. For the rest of my life, I'm with you, sweet and warm. If you have the guts, go and scold my master. What kind of man are you if you catch me and scold me? Pooey. Trash. Trash. Go to hell. Don't let me find out who you are. Recently, my car's brakes and steering system aren't good. F***CK. Lin Yan almost burst out laughing when she read Lang Mang's vicious words. Other trolls were just ruthless people, but Lang Mang was different. He was even more ruthless than ruthless people. He was a werewolf. Chapter 683. Even Lin Yan might not be able to withstand Lang Mang's verbal attacks, let alone an ordinary person. His mouth was simply too venomous. Lang Mang only had one characteristic when it came to insulting people. Every word he said could be filtered out by the system. He was the ancestor of all three schools of thought, and he was simply insulting people for the sake of it. There was absolutely no reason for him to do so. However, such trolls were the scariest. They wouldn't reason with you at all, and they didn't have any reason either. They would just troll you and ignore everything else. After this paragraph of unbearable insults, a screenshot was posted at the end. It was a screenshot of Lang Mang and Yeva's conversation. When they saw the screenshot, the comments section fell into a frenzy, especially when Yeva had said, "I want to choose my female lead." After looking at the screenshot of the chat history, as long as one wasn't a fool and wasn't blind, they would be able to understand the meaning of the screenshot. In other words, Lin Yan hadn't competed with Lin Shuya for Yeva's role in Legend. The reason Lin Yan had been chosen by the production crew was because Yeva had personally gone online to communicate with the production crew. That was all. Now, everyone was enlightened. No wonder Lin Shuya, who was so much better than Lin Yan, had ended up getting the role instead. Initially, everyone had misunderstood Lin Yan. Almost everyone had assumed that Lin Yan had used some underhanded means to snatch the role from Lin Shuya. Many people had asked Lin Shuya for confirmation, but Lin Shuya hadn't said a word. Based on Lin Shuya's character, if she hadn't said a word, it would have been proven that Lin Yan had used underhanded means to snatch the role. Today, when they saw Lang Mang's official account, they had been shocked. Lang Mang was a legend in the racing industry and Yeva's disciple. He wouldn't lie through his teeth. Besides, someone like Lang Mang wouldn't have any connections with small-time actors in the entertainment industry. He wouldn't have tried to clear Lin Yan's name. Besides, Lang Mang had used his official account to post a message on social media. There was also a record of Yeva's conversation with Lang Mang. There couldn't be any problems. Lang Mang's news was unbelievable to Lin Yan's haters. In fact, many people once again climbed over the wall to view Lang Mang's social media account and confirmed the authenticity of the article. Nightless replied, "That's why I'm saying that Lin Yan didn't steal Lin Shuya's role. Lin Shuya is the one who is causing trouble. Isn't she a hypocrite? Goddess Yeva was the one who chose Lin Yan, yet Lin Shuya is pretending to be the victim. How disgusting. Both of them had become pirates. Anyway, there's one thing we can be sure of. Lin Yan didn't do anything to snatch Lin Shuya's role. Think about it, the production crew isn't stupid. Lin Shuya's commercial value is incomparable to Lin Yan's. Besides, the role of Yeva had been given to Lin Shuya. Why had the production crew given the role to Lin Yan? Think about it carefully. If Yeva hadn't pressured Lin Yan to portray her, the production crew would never have given her the role. Chapter 684. He's your greatest hero. I've lived for a long time. The entertainment industry is too messy. Lin Yan has been slandered by the entire internet because of this incident, yet she hasn't come out to explain herself. What kind of actress is she? The road ahead was long, and the clouds were too deep. Mo Wen's return date. Actually, there are many suspicious points about this incident. However, Lin Yan is the kind of person who attracts criticism. When everyone saw that it was Lin Yan, they didn't think much of it. Of course, we don't know the truth, so we can't comment. Actually, I quite like Lin Yan. This post went viral and even Lin Shuya's account was implicated. Many netizens left comments on Lin Shuya's account to express their doubts. Some of them even started to hurl insults at Lin Shuya. Han Xiao typed, "Lin Shuya, you're too shameless. Although the role of Yeva was supposed to be yours, Yeva personally asked Lin Yan to play the role. Yet, you pushed the blame to Lin Yan and claimed that Lin Yan snatched the role from you. Why are you such a hypocrite? I didn't realize it in the past." Your White Tiger typed, "Lin Shuya, I was wrong about you." Your White Tiger replied, "Lin Shuya, I was wrong about you. I didn't expect you to be such a person. You keep saying that your sister is snatching things from you and acting as though you've been wronged. I think you're just pretending. I have to thank Lang Mang for his straightforward personality. Otherwise, everyone would have been fooled by you." The Big Dipper typed, "You're shameless. Your lying skills are better than your acting skills. Lin Shuya, why did you accuse Lin Yan of wronging her? What's your motive? Immeasurable heavenly venerate, you're in for a bloody calamity. I was wondering why the production crew was so blind to replace Lin Shuya for no reason. So it turns out that Yeva is the one who chose Lin Shuya. Lin Shuya, if you're despicable, the heavens will punish you. If you don't want people to know, don't do it. I hope you can repent and turn over a new leaf. I'll eat watermelon and you'll eat S-typed, you people are ridiculous. Did Shuya say that Lin Yan snatched the role from her? If there is, show us the evidence. Shuya must be in a bad mood because she lost her role. She hasn't spoken yet. What are you imagining? Everyone knows what kind of person Lin Yan is. Why would Shuya need to criticize her personally? When Lin Shuya sensed that something was amiss, a large number of Internet Water Army joined the fray and reversed the situation. The Conqueror of Windcloud replied, "Lin Shuya didn't say anything about Lin Yan stealing her role. She didn't say anything." Lonely Old Wang typed, "You were the ones who scolded Lin Yan. You were the ones who said that Shuya's role had been stolen. Now, you're the ones who are flaming Shuya. Shuya didn't say that Lin Yan had stolen her role. You keyboard warriors were the ones who did. Now that you've been slapped in the face, you want to push the blame to Lin Shuya? Do you have any shame?" With the appearance of a large number of fake reviewers and Shuya's fans, many of the doubtful voices were erased. Indeed, Lin Shuya had never claimed that Lin Yan had stolen the role of Yeva. She had merely chosen to remain silent at the right time, when many people had come to the comments section to seek confirmation. However, no one could tell if her silence was intentional or not. Lin Yan was lying comfortably on the couch as she watched the heated debate. Then, she logged into her alternate account. Chapter 686. After confirming with the production crew, Lin Yan tugged at Pei Yutong's arm and asked him to drive her to the set. On the way back, Lin Yan sat in the passenger seat while Pei Yutong spoke to her. "Daddy, I didn't expect you to be so talented. Not only are you good at racing, but you are also good at acting. You can even sing." The corners of Lin Yan's mouth curled up. As long as the price was right, there was nothing she couldn't do. She could even cry at a funeral. "Oh yeah, I've never heard you sing before. Daddy, do you want to go out tonight? I'll treat you to a karaoke bar. You can show off your skills," Pei Yutong suggested. Lin Yan shook her head. "I'm not going." "Huh?" Pei Yutong was flabbergasted. Had he heard wrongly? How could Lin Yan resist the temptation of a treat? "Daddy, it's my treat," Pei Yutong explained to Lin Yan. "I'm not interested in singing." Lin Yan shrugged. Pei Yutong was taken aback by Lin Yan's reply. She wasn't interested in singing? Why had she accepted to sing the theme song for Legend? When they reached Cloud Manor, Lin Yan got out of the car. Pei Yutong's team had some matters to attend to, so he went to his own car. Lin Yan washed up after she returned to her room. She had been exhausted from the past few days, so she fell into a deep sleep the moment she laid on the bed. When Lin Yan opened her eyes again, it was already late at night. Lin Yan frowned slightly. She hadn't woken up naturally. She had been woken up by a noise outside. The sound was soft, and she had no idea where it was coming from. Lin Yan pricked up her ears and listened for 2 minutes. Her expression changed slightly. It sounded like a baby's cry, and it sounded extremely pitiful. Lin Yan's hair stood on end when she confirmed that it was a baby's cry. How could there be a baby's cry in Cloud Manor? In fact, it didn't even sound like an ordinary baby's cry. He felt that it was extremely strange and horrifying. Lin Yan was instantly reminded of a horror movie that she had watched recently. At first, Lin Yan thought that she had heard wrongly or that she was still groggy. But after he got up and washed his face, that horrifying sound did not disappear. Instead, it became more and more obvious. Lin Yan rose and tiptoed to the door. She scanned her surroundings but didn't see any babies. However, the cries didn't stop. It was as though they were lingering in her ears. "Don't scare me," Lin Yan felt a chill run down her spine. Although she was born with a lot of guts, who could withstand this? It was pitch black in Cloud Manor. Pei Yutong and the others shouldn't have returned yet. She even felt that the entire Cloud Manor was eerie and the sound of crying was still echoing. It was already 2 or 3 in the morning. In Cloud Manor, only the lights in the study room were still on. It was Pei Yucheng's study. The more Lin Yan thought about it, the more scared she became. She dashed to the study. She knocked on the door of the study. "Come in." Pei Yucheng's cold voice echoed from the study. The door was unlocked, so Lin Yan pushed it open and entered. In the study, Pei Yucheng, who was dressed casually and wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses, was flipping through the documents in his hands. When he saw that it was Lin Yan, Pei Yucheng's eyes flickered with surprise. He hadn't expected Lin Yan to be awake at this hour. Chapter 687. When Pei Yucheng saw Lin Yan enter the study, he gently placed the document on the desk. Before Lin Yan could speak, Pei Yucheng said, "You didn't sleep. You woke up." A few hours ago, Pei Yucheng had sent Lin Yan a message, but she hadn't replied. If Lin Yan hadn't rested, it meant that she hadn't replied to his message on purpose. I just woke up." Lin Yan rubbed her eyes as she replied to Pei Yucheng. Pei Yucheng's expression softened a little when he heard her. Pei Yucheng noticed that something was wrong with Lin Yan's expression. Did something happen? Under normal circumstances, Lin Yan wouldn't come to his study in the middle of the night. "Mr. Pei. Are there babies in Cloud Manor?" Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng curiously. "Babies?" Pei Yucheng looked perplexed when he heard Lin Yan. How could there be babies in Cloud Manor? No. Pei Yucheng stared at Lin Yan. "Come out for a while." Lin Yan stepped forward and grabbed Pei Yucheng's hand. Pei Yucheng didn't resist as he left the study with Lin Yan. It was late at night, and the surroundings were pitch black. "Did you hear that?" Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng as she asked softly. "What?" Pei Yucheng was puzzled. "A baby crying," replied Lin Yan. Pei Yucheng shook his head slightly. "No." Even Lin Yan hadn't heard it, let alone Pei Yucheng. "That's weird," Lin Yan muttered to herself. The baby's cries had indeed disappeared, as though it had never been there. "Do you want me to accompany you?" Pei Yucheng asked Lin Yan. "Accompany me for what?" Lin Yan asked instinctively. "Sleep," Pei Yucheng replied expressionlessly. Lin Yan was speechless. Before Lin Yan could reply, the miserable wails reverberated once more. This time, it became louder and louder. "Listen." Lin Yan replied hastily. Pei Yucheng frowned slightly. There was indeed a sound. Pei Yucheng didn't say anything as he followed the sound to the back door of Lin Yan's room. Lin Yan hurried after him. 10 seconds later, Pei Yucheng raised his arm and brushed aside a patch of green plants. Meow, the eyes of a thin and weak little white cat shone brightly in the dark night. The so-called crying sound of a baby was coming from this kitten's mouth. "This is the baby you were talking about." Pei Yucheng's eyes trailed to Lin Yan. Lin Yan looked awkward and awkward. Her illustrious name, it's so cute. Poor thing. Lin Yan's attention was drawn to the kitten. The kitten didn't avoid Lin Yan's gaze. Instead, it stared intently at her. Pei Yucheng's movements were gentle as he picked up the white cat. "Give it to me." Lin Yan extended her hand. "Yes." He passed the kitten to Lin Yan. "I realized that I'm really fated with these small animals, especially kittens. I picked one up before, and now there's another one. This kitten is so pretty. I'll wash it and show it off on Weibo." Lin Yan hugged the white cat in her arms as she chattered incessantly. The white cat purred happily in Lin Yan's arms and rubbed its head against Lin Yan's arm. "She seems to like you a lot," Pei Yucheng quipped. Lin Yan grinned. Cats and dogs had loved her ever since she was a child. "Do you still need me to accompany you? Or do you want it to sleep with you?" Pei Yucheng asked. Lin Yan was speechless. She had just woken up, so she wasn't sleepy. Chapter 688. Lin Yan studied the white cat in her arms. Although it was a little dirty, it was still very good-looking. Lin Yan was surprised to realize that this was the most good-looking stray cat she had ever seen. "Isn't it good-looking?" Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng. Pei Yucheng stared at Lin Yan in silence for a moment. Then, his eyes trailed to the stray cat in Lin Yan's arms. "Yeah, it looks like you." Lin Yan was speechless when she heard Pei Yucheng. Did she look like a cat? Even if she was compared to an animal, she definitely wouldn't be a cat. She should be a dog, a fierce dog that was extremely powerful. For example, a Tibetan Mastiff, a Caucasian Pit Bull Terrier, a German Shepherd. However, Lin Yan forgot about dogs in the blink of an eye. How could she look like a dog? How could she look like a dog? She should be a tiger. Who would say that they looked like a dog? I think I look more like a tiger than a cat, Lin Yan said softly as she glanced at Pei Yucheng. Pei Yucheng glanced at Lin Yan in surprise. A tiger? Asked Pei Yucheng. Yeah. Lin Yan nodded. The king of all beasts. Don't I look like one? A tigress? Pei Yucheng pressed on. Lin Yan was speechless. Did he know how to chat? Her surging emotions were instantly destroyed by Pei Yucheng's words. Was he trying to kill the conversation? What do I look like? Pei Yucheng asked Lin Yan. If I were to describe you as an animal. I think you look like a giant python, Lin Yan replied without hesitation. Giant python? Pei Yucheng seemed curious. Why? There were thousands of animals, but Lin Yan had compared him to a giant python. Actually, Lin Yan didn't know why, but the first thing that popped up in her mind was the image of a giant python. Pythons were terrifying. They were at the top of the food chain, and it seemed as though everything could become their prey. They hid in the dark with an irresistible evil charm. They could kill anything that they laid their eyes on. No matter how capable they were, they wouldn't be able to escape. It was like an apocalyptic disaster. This was the impression that Pei Yucheng had given Lin Yan. He was an evil, unruly, cold-blooded, and heartless python that lurked in the dark. Lin Yan believed that only an animal like a python could match his aura. Of course, she wouldn't tell him what she was thinking. She wouldn't want to live unless she had a death wish. Lin Yan's eyes darted around as she grinned at him. Of course it's a python. Think about it. A snake will turn into a python will turn into a dragon will turn into a dragon. I think that if I had to describe it, Mr. Pei would definitely be a dragon. It's a pity that there are no dragons in this world, so I have to settle for a python. Really? Pei Yucheng remained expressionless as he listened to Lin Yan. Yeah. Of course. I mean it. Lin Yan nodded repeatedly. The stray cat in Lin Yan's arms suddenly leaped onto the ground and rubbed itself against Lin Yan's shoes. This cat, why does it look like a dog? Chapter 689. Little Million, come to mommy. Lin Yan took a few steps forward and waved at the adorable stray cat. The stray cat meowed softly at Lin Yan, and I scurried over to her. Then, I nuzzled against her shoes. Have you thought of a name? Asked Pei Yucheng. Yeah, I just got it. Lin Yan nodded. This name sounds more normal compared to prosperous. Is it called Little Million? Asked Pei Yucheng. Little Million is its nickname. Lin Yan grinned. What is its real name? Asked Pei Yucheng. 1,000 bags of money, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yucheng was speechless. Congratulations on getting rich and becoming filthy rich. After bidding Pei Yucheng farewell, Lin Yan returned to her room with 1,000 bags of money. 1,000 bags of money, this will be your home from now on. You won't have to wander around anymore. Lin Yan hugged the stray cat and grinned. The white cat meowed at Lin Yan cooperatively. Lin Yan didn't waste any time either. She brought the white cat to the bathroom. Lin Yan had been the one to clean congratulations and get rich on her own, so there were still plenty of bath products left for the cat. Half an hour later, Lin Yan cleaned the stray cat and used a hairdryer to blow-dry its fur. However, 1,000 bags of money seemed to be afraid of the hairdryer, so Lin Yan spent a lot of effort to dry it. "It's so pretty," Lin Yan's eyes sparkled as she stared at 1,000 bags of money. This was not a stray cat, but a breed cat. Furthermore, it was a ragdoll cat. Due to its high price, ragdolls were nicknamed the walking money. Lin Yan studied the ragdoll. It was in good condition, so it had to be at least of the bloodline grade. So, how did such a precious kitten become a stray cat? In the next few days, 1,000 coins would follow Lin Yan wherever she went. If he didn't see Lin Yan, 1,000 coins would continue to scream until Lin Yan appeared. Every time Lin Yan returned to her room, 1,000 bags of money would lie in front of the door and wait for her. Lin Yan had no choice but to place prosperous prosperity in her room. To Lin Yan's surprise, this gentle and obedient ragdoll was hostile to prosperous prosperity. In just a few hours, Lin Yan's room was covered in cat fur. What puzzled Lin Yan the most was that the orange kitten, Prosperous, was so powerful that it had managed to hang 1,000 bags of money up and beat him up. However, 1,000 bags of money wasn't willing to admit defeat. Even if it couldn't win, it would still disgust Lin Yan to death. Hence, even though they were fighting, 1,000 bags of money was the one getting beaten up. "You're not a cat. You're clearly Brother Flattop." The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched as she watched 1,000 coins sprawl on the table. She couldn't resist the temptation of being rich and handsome, so she had unknowingly taken a lot of photos and videos and uploaded them to Weibo. 1. Looks like I'm really going to be rich. In a short period of time, prosperous happiness and 1,000 bags of money came to my door. The beauty of 2 stray cats. The eldest is a little orange cat. The second is a little doll. There were pictures of the orange kitten, Prosperous Prosperity, and the ragdoll, 1,000 bags of money. Chapter 690. After sending the message, Lin Yan kept scrolling through her phone, waiting for someone to compliment little Cici and little Wan Wan. Landlord's silly son, damn, Xiao Sheik is really something. Goddess, can you teach me some racing skills? Oh right, why are they called Xiao Wan and Xiao Shi? Shouldn't they be called Fortune and Prosperity? This doesn't match your personality, goddess. That's a nice name. Lin Yan replied, the eldest is called Prosperous Fortune, and his nickname is Happy. The second is called 1,000 Bags of Money, and his nickname is 1,000,000. The landlord's silly son. I was wrong. Wait a minute, what the F***ck, goddess, you actually replied to me, an invisible person. Oh my god, am I dreaming? Will there be a love story between Cinderella and Prince Charming? I'm Cinderella, and you're Prince Charming. Goddess, your reply is the crystallization of our love. No, it's the beginning. Lin Yan replied, please leave with a pile of fur. The landlord's foolish son, oh my god. Goddess, please allow me to introduce myself. In the beginning, I was an anti-fan of yours. As time went by, I developed feelings for you. After watching your racing competition, I learned that Yeva had personally assigned you to play the role of Yeva. Goddess, you've been wrongly accused. I'm no longer a fan of Lin Shuya. I'll only be a fan of you. Goddess, if anyone dares to defame you in the future, I will let them know the terrifying explosive power of Lang Mang. Lin Yan was speechless. I'm Asian, why is my son black? Heh, this show is too obvious. The selection for the charity ambassador is just about to begin, and they're already adopting stray cats? What was he talking about? That was a doll, and a doll was a stray cat? Why don't you meet a gorilla and adopt it? How disgusting. The evil dragon growled and meowed. It's normal for someone like Lin Yan to do this. I bet she doesn't know anything about kittens. Who is she trying to fool by treating a doll like a stray cat? She should go and understand the market before putting on a show. The landlord's foolish son, to the people above, I'll F***CKU big F***king F***CKU. Lin Yan, who couldn't be bothered with these trolls, closed her Weibo account. She didn't even know who the philanthropic ambassador was. However, Lin Yan found it strange as well. Could the ragdoll have an owner and have gone missing? Logically speaking, such a precious kitten shouldn't have become a stray cat under normal circumstances. Of course, if someone could provide proof that they were the owner of 1,000 coins, she wouldn't mind returning it to its owner. After all, anyone who lost their pet would be very anxious and blame themselves. Little Wan, Lin Yan called out to him. 1,000 coins, who had been forced into a corner, leaped up when he heard Lin Yan's voice. He stepped on the orange kitten's head and sprinted to the table beside Lin Yan. Then, he meowed at Lin Yan. Lin Yan left the room with 1,000 bags of money and strolled around Cloud Manor as though she was walking a dog. Lin Yan bumped into Xing Chen the moment she stepped out of the door. Lin Yan stumbled. Rich woman hid behind Lin Yan in fear. Miss Lin Yan. Is she all right? Xing Chen glanced at Lin Yan. I'm fine. Lin Yan shook her head. Yeah. Xing Chen didn't say anything else. He turned around and walked toward Pei Yucheng's study. Chapter 691. After Xing Chen left, the puppet leaped into Lin Yan's arms. Lin Yan stared at Xing Chen's back curiously. Xing Chen didn't seem to be in a good mood. Xing Chen couldn't be blaming her, could he? Lin Yan had promised Xing Chen that she would plead with Pei Yucheng on his friend's behalf. However, Pei Yucheng had been adamant, so she couldn't think of a better solution. 1,000 bags of money, come back. Suddenly, Prosperous ran out of the room. 1,000 bags of money seemed agitated when it saw Prosperous and broke free from Lin Yan's arms. It chased after Prosperous. The two kittens were nice and wouldn't run out of the manor. They could be walked without leashes. Lin Yan wasn't worried that 1,000 bags of money and Prosperous would run away. However, the two cats fought all the way to Pei Yucheng's study. Helpless, Lin Yan had no choice but to chase after them. She stopped them at the entrance of the study. Lin Yan hugged 1,000 bags of money and Prosperous in each hand. The two cats glared at each other in Lin Yan's arms and hissed threateningly. Lin Yan was about to leave and she heard the argument in the study. Xing Chen, that's enough. Brother Yu has his reasons for doing this. Ling Yu did something wrong, so she should be punished. Why are you so stubborn? Qin Huan's voice rang out. Is it still because of that girl? Lin Yan, who was hiding under the window, muttered under her breath. Ling Yu seemed to be close to Xing Chen. She should be one of Pei Yucheng's subordinates. However, she had no idea what she had done wrong or how she had been punished. Brother Yu. As long as Xiaoya comes back, I'm willing to do anything. Brother Yu, give Xiaoya a chance. Can you? In the room, Xing Chen's voice sounded very anxious. Pei Yucheng smirked coldly at Xing Chen. You? Who are you talking to? Pei Yucheng's voice rang out. Brother Yu, get lost, Pei Yucheng said coldly. Or do you want to be with her? Brother Yu, I got it. I'm sorry. Xing Chen lowered his head and left the study. Lin Yan couldn't bear to watch Xing Chen's desolate expression. No matter what, when they first came to Cloud Manor, Xing Chen had taken good care of her. It was a pity that Lin Yan couldn't be of much help to Xing Chen. Her abilities were limited. Actually, Lin Yan was rather curious about the girl named Ling Yu. What had she done to infuriate Pei Yucheng so much? Even if Lin Yan wanted to help Xing Chen, she had to get to the bottom of the matter first. She didn't know anything, so how could she mention this to Pei Yucheng? Lin Yan stood up and followed Xing Chen. She wanted to get to the bottom of this matter. After leaving the study, Lin Yan was about to call out to Xing Chen when his phone rang. Xing Chen glanced at the caller ID and his expression changed. Instinctively, Xing Chen surveyed his surroundings. However, he didn't see Lin Yan behind him. Not long after, Xing Chen walked to a remote corner of the villa and answered the phone. "I hope that you know your place. Please don't harass me in the future." Xing Chen's expression was dark as he lowered his voice. "Ha! Xing Chen, don't be so resistant. What have you gained from following Pei Yucheng all these years? You haven't forgotten about Ling Yu, have you? Ha!" Chapter 692. Xing Chen's expression changed slightly as he said, "What do you mean? You don't have to tell me this. Ling Yu made a huge mistake, so she deserved it. You don't have to sow discord between me and brother Yu. I advise you not to do such useless things. Besides, brother Yu's position isn't something that you can shake. Do you understand? Xing Chen, we actually thought that you were the smartest person around Pei Yucheng. It seems like we were wrong about you." "What do you mean?" Xing Chen frowned. "You're right. We can't shake Pei Yucheng's position. But what if young Master Demon joined us?" "What did you say? Demon?" Xing Chen's eyes glinted coldly. "How about it? Are you interested now? As long as you agree to cooperate with us, we will naturally have a way to return Ling Yu to you. Furthermore, your position in the future will be even higher. I'm not joking with you." Xing Chen was speechless. After a moment of silence, he said coldly, "Don't make me repeat myself. I will not betray brother Yu. Ling Yu deserved it. I will listen to brother Yu. As for the rest of you, regardless of whether you have Jun Tian's support, you'd better not provoke me again. Otherwise, you will bear the consequences." Xing Chen didn't give the person on the other end of the line a chance to speak. He hung up immediately. Xing Chen hung up the phone, looked around, and left without looking back. After Xing Chen left, Lin Yan, who had been hiding somewhere, walked out with Prosperous and family entourage in her arms. Lin Yan was dumbfounded. What had she just heard? Although she didn't know who Xing Chen was talking to or what the other end of the line had said, Lin Yan had heard every single word that Xing Chen had said. Based on Xing Chen's words, Lin Yan could roughly guess what had happened. Xing Chen had said that he wouldn't betray Pei Yucheng and that Ling Yu had only herself to blame for what she had done. Lin Yan wasn't dumb. She could guess what the person on the other end of the line was trying to say. If Lin Yan was right, Xing Chen should have been talking to Pei Yucheng's enemy. His enemy was trying to poach Xing Chen and make him leave Pei Yucheng or even betray Pei Yucheng. This bargaining chip had to be Ling Yu. Actually, Lin Yan wasn't aware of the relationship between Pei Yucheng and the Pei family. She didn't even know anything about it. However, judging from Xing Chen's conversation today, it wasn't as simple as she had thought. Furthermore, Xing Chen had mentioned a name earlier. When he mentioned that name, his expression started to change. Demon. Lin Yan muttered to herself. Lin Yan had no idea who Demon was. She had never heard of him before, but he should be related to Pei Yucheng. There was one thing that Lin Yan was certain of. Xing Chen hadn't discovered her presence. Besides, Xing Chen had said that he wouldn't betray Pei Yucheng, so he had to be sincere. If Xing Chen had discovered her presence, he wouldn't have answered the call. He would have hung up. However, human nature was not something that could be easily tested. Lin Yan believed that Xing Chen had no intention of betraying Pei Yucheng. However, what if the other party pestered him? he would still use Ling Yu as a bargaining chip. Chapter 693. Lin Yan had always believed that human nature was the most difficult thing in this world to endure. Furthermore, Ling Yu had been used as a bargaining chip. Even an outsider like Lin Yan could sense how important Ling Yu was to Xing Chen. Perhaps Xing Chen would be able to resist the temptation once or twice, but what if it happened 3, 5, 10, or even 100 times? Because of Ling Yu, Xing Chen had angered Pei Yuqing more than once. This showed how important Ling Yu was to Xing Chen. Of course, Lin Yan admired Xing Chen very much. If someone had threatened her with someone important to her, perhaps she would have betrayed them and changed her boss. What's the big deal? For example, if someone had used Pei Yuqing's safety to threaten her and asked her to betray the boss of her gaming company, she would have betrayed him instantly. Lin Yan felt a headache coming on. She had accidentally heard Xing Chen's call. Could she pretend that she hadn't heard anything? Actually, Lin Yan felt that it would be the best choice for her to pretend that nothing had happened. Besides, Xing Chen hadn't said that he would betray Pei Yuqing. On the other hand, as his girlfriend, she felt that she should tell Pei Yuqing everything. No matter what, she had to let Pei Yuqing be mentally prepared. However, if Pei Yuqing found out and punished Xing Chen, Lin Yan was caught between a rock and a hard place. Perhaps, she should first figure out the ins and outs of the matter before making a decision. Lin Yan called Pei Yutong. What? Pei Yutong's voice came through the phone. Are you home? Asked Lin Yan. Yeah, I'm watching a racing video. What's wrong? Lin Yan hung up the phone when she heard that Pei Yutong was home. She went to his room. Daddy, why are you in such a hurry? Did something big happen? Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan curiously. Can't I talk to you if there's nothing important? Asked Lin Yan. Pei Yutong was startled for a moment before he nodded. Yes, of course you can. I was just about to look for you. Daddy, do you want to change teams? Why don't you join Storm? I'm not interested in your team, replied Lin Yan softly. Don't do that, Daddy. I'll give you a very, very high salary. Pei Yutong said anxiously. Lin Yan scratched her nose. How much did it cost? I don't have much money right now. The team's expenses are huge, and I haven't invested in any sponsors yet. That's alright though. I can give you shares or an IOU. Pei Yutong hurriedly chimed in. Lin Yan was speechless. Although Lin Yan was interested in the money, she wasn't interested in the promissory note or the shares. Why would she want the shares of Storm? It might even be a money-losing deal. She didn't want it. Let me ask you something. Lin Yan eyed him intently. Do you know Demon? Demon. Pei Yutong fell silent as he listened to Lin Yan. Then, he raised his head and stared at Lin Yan. I don't know him. Before Lin Yan could reply, Pei Yutong added, I think I've heard it somewhere before, but I can't remember where. I don't have any special impression of it. Okay. Lin Yan nodded. Goodbye. When Lin Yan turned to leave, Pei Yutong said anxiously, Daddy, didn't you come here to chat? Let's talk about the team. Chapter 694. Lin Yan had wanted to get some useful information from Pei Yutong, but he didn't seem to know anything at all. It wasn't appropriate for Lin Yan to ask someone else about such a sensitive matter. Otherwise, if Pei Yuqing or Xing Chen overheard it, it would cause a misunderstanding. Lin Yan had coincidentally overheard Xing Chen's call. She thought about it carefully and decided that she couldn't tell Pei Yuqing directly. Besides, it wasn't appropriate for her to talk to Xing Chen about this matter. Lin Yan racked her brains and finally found a reliable solution. Not only could it remove Pei Yucheng's worries, but it could also help Xing Chen untie the knot in his heart and stop him from being led by the nose. The content of the call had been clear. The other party had to be using Ling Yu as a bargaining chip to persuade Xing Chen. However, if Pei Yucheng let Ling Yu off, the other party would lose this bargaining chip. Of course, Lin Yan wasn't sure what the exact situation would be. For example, she didn't know if the other party had any other bargaining chips other than Ling Yu. At the very least, this was what she could do now. Lin Yan trusted Xing Chen. Otherwise, Xing Chen wouldn't have behaved that way earlier. She could tell that Xing Chen was indeed loyal to Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan placed the orange kitten and the ragdoll back in her room and sent a text to Pei Yucheng. "Are you busy? Do you have time?" However, Lin Yan didn't receive a reply from Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan walked to Pei Yucheng's study and knocked on the door. There seemed to be no response. The door wasn't locked, so Lin Yan gently pushed it open. Lin Yan saw Pei Yucheng leaning against the chair, as though he had fallen asleep. Lin Yan walked to Pei Yucheng's side and peered at him. She had to admit that when Pei Yucheng was asleep, that suffocating sense of fear had dissipated significantly. From Lin Yan's angle, Pei Yucheng's face was indeed devastatingly good-looking. Lin Yan was even more certain that Pei Yucheng was the most charming when he was asleep. When he was awake, he was like the king of hell. She didn't think much of it. She grabbed a blanket and gently covered him with it. Before she could cover him with the blanket, Pei Yucheng, who had been sound asleep, suddenly opened his bloodshot eyes. A terrifying aura emanated from him as he grabbed Lin Yan's wrist. Lin Yan stood rooted to the ground, caught off guard. She hadn't expected that Pei Yucheng would wake up all of a sudden. It was too scary. "Who allowed you to come in?" Pei Yucheng's voice was bone-chilling as though it came from his bones. Lin Yan stared at him, his eyes bloodshot. She didn't know what to say. Before Lin Yan could respond, he tugged at her gently with his right hand. Lin Yan stumbled and lost her balance. She fell into his arms. "Mr. Pei. Are you all right?" asked Lin Yan with a frown. Pei Yucheng hugged Lin Yan and gazed at her. His face was expressionless as he replied, "I had a dream." "Huh?" Lin Yan was startled. "What dream? What did you dream about?" "You," replied Pei Yucheng calmly. Lin Yan was speechless. "What the hell? You interrupted my dream. Don't you need to make up for it?" Pei Yucheng pressed on. Lin Yan was about to speak when the man pressed his lips against hers. Lin Yan could even feel the heat radiating from him. Lin Yan's mind went blank. Chapter 695. After a long time, Lin Yan snapped back to her senses. She felt a little dizzy. "Mr. Pei, hold on. I came to discuss something with you." Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng as she spoke softly. Pei Yucheng let go of Lin Yan and replied, "It's Pei Yutong and his team." Lin Yan shook her head. Who had the time to care about Pei Yutong and his team? "Mr. Pei, it's Xing Chen," Lin Yan said tentatively. Pei Yucheng's eyes didn't waver when he heard Lin Yan. It was as though he wasn't surprised by what Lin Yan had said. "Brother Yu." Before Lin Yan could respond, Xing Chen's voice rang out. "Come in," Pei Yucheng replied. A second later, Xing Chen led a group of young men and women into the study. The young men and women led by Xing Chen were all overbearing, and their eyes were filled with visible arrogance. Lin Yan had never seen these people before. "Brother Yu, we're here." The young man chuckled softly at Pei Yucheng. "Brother Yu, long time no see," another man said. Pei Yucheng's eyes darted to the people around him without saying a word. Brother Yu, Miss Rong asked us to come. She is very worried about you and misses you. She even told us to tell you that if you don't go to see her, she will come and look for you, the young man told Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan frowned when she heard him. Miss Rong. Who were these people? Who were they? Demon had already confused her, and now there was Ms. Rong. Besides, judging from their tone, Miss Rong and Pei Yucheng seemed to be very familiar with each other. Their relationship seemed unusual. Hold on, brother Yu. Who is this? A girl in a red dress glanced at Lin Yan with a cold glint in her eyes. Why was this woman so close to Pei Yucheng? Sister Su Yao, she is brother Yu's girlfriend, Xing Chen, who had been silent for a long time, said. Girlfriend. Hearing Xing Chen's words, the girl that Xing Chen called Su Yao was immediately stunned. Su Yao's eyes met Lin Yan's. Lin Yan could sense the contempt and mockery in the girl's eyes. I see. However, Su Yao did not say much and only nodded with a smile. Lin Yan frowned discreetly. What was wrong with these people? This girl wasn't the only one. All the other young men and women who had followed Xing Chen scoffed when they heard that she was Pei Yucheng's girlfriend. They didn't show their mockery, but they did when they looked at Lin Yan. Xing Chen whipped out his phone and sent Lin Yan a text message. He gestured for her to read it. Lin Yan whipped out her phone to read Xing Chen's message. Xing Chen couldn't explain himself to Lin Yan in front of these people, so he could only remind her discreetly. The lollipop lover replied, Miss Lin, these people are Miss Rong's confidants. Miss Rong and brother Yu grew up together and have a close relationship. Their relationship is complicated and it's hard to explain. They don't really care about you. Miss Lin, you don't have to bother about them. Chapter 696. After reading Xing Chen's message, Lin Yan was about to reply when Xing Chen sent another one. Miss Lin, there are some things that are hard to explain. Also, the Pei family is really complicated. Sometimes, even brother Yu finds it hard to extricate himself from the Pei family. Miss Rong is a very important person. If these people make you feel aggrieved, please tolerate it if you can. This doesn't just involve brother Yu. Brother Yu's father is involved as well. Lin Yan was speechless. In the past, Lin Yan hadn't thought that much about the Pei family or Pei Yucheng. However, judging from these people and the message that Xing Chen had sent her, perhaps what she had thought before was completely wrong. Perhaps, just as Xing Chen had said, the Pei family was an unfathomable quagmire. Perhaps even someone like Pei Yucheng couldn't extricate himself from it easily. In that case, did the mysterious man that Xing Chen had mentioned have anything to do with the Pei family? However, what surprised Lin Yan the most was the meaning behind Xing Chen's message. It seemed like even Pei Yucheng had to give Miss Rong some face. Besides, Pei Yucheng and Pei Yutong's fathers seemed to be in this quagmire as well. Oh yeah, brother Yu. Miss Rong asked me to ask you if Ling Yu is still suffering. The young man glanced at Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan furrowed her eyebrows when she heard the man. Ling Yu? Was she related to Miss Rong? She will bear the consequences of her own mistakes, Pei Yucheng replied softly. Brother Yu, I didn't mean anything by it. Miss Rong asked me to ask you. After all, that B*TCH should die a horrible death for talking back to Miss Rong. Of course, that B*TCH talked back to Miss Rong, which meant that she was talking back to you, brother Yu. Su Yao chuckled softly as she spoke. Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan had received so many messages that her brain was about to short-circuit. Hence, the girl named Ling Yu hadn't been punished because she had offended Pei Yucheng or made a huge mistake. She had merely offended Miss Rong. Lin Yan was very curious about Miss Rong's background. What kind of power did she have to make Pei Yucheng go this far? Of course, that wasn't the main point. The main point was the relationship between Miss Rong and Pei Yucheng. Pei Yucheng drummed his fingers on the desk. Before he could speak, Xingchen interjected, "Brother Yu. I know that Xiaoye was wrong to talk back to Miss Rong. Xiaoye is a straightforward person, but she doesn't have any bad intentions. Besides, she has already received a lot of punishment. Brother Yu, that's enough." Following Xing Chen's words, the study room instantly fell silent. Lin Yan stared at Xing Chen in confusion. Did water get into Xing Chen's brain? Even if she wanted to say something like that, she had to wait until she had spoken to Pei Yucheng in private. Everyone said that one would be confused if one cared too much. Xing Chen had sent her a message earlier to remind her. However, at the mention of Ling Yu, Xing Chen was dumbfounded. Chapter 697. Even she knew that Ling Yu had been punished severely because she had offended Miss Rong. These young men and women seemed to be related to Miss Rong. It would be best for Xing Chen to remain silent. However, he couldn't control himself. Lin Yan sighed to herself. All she could do now was pray for Xing Chen. Pei Yucheng glanced at Xing Chen coldly. "Xing Chen, who do you think you are talking to?" Suddenly, the girl named Su Yao glared at Xing Chen coldly. "You want brother Yu to forgive that B***tch? Are you joking? That B***tch offended Miss Rong. Brother Yu and Miss Rong are being kind by not chasing her out of the Pei family and brother Yu's side. How dare you plead for her? Do you have any respect for Miss Rong?" As soon as Su Yao finished speaking, a vein popped up on Xing Chen's forehead, and a frightening cold light flashed in his eyes. "Her name is Ling Yu. Not B***tch. Xing Chen clenched his fists as though he was trying hard to suppress his anger. "Oh, really? Unfortunately, she is just a brainless B***tch who doesn't know her place." Su Yao sneered coldly, completely ignoring Xing Chen's anger. "Xing Chen, if that B***tch isn't convinced, you can ask her to leave the Pei family and brother Yu. She can fly as far as she wants. If you can't bear to leave, you can leave with her." The leader of the group grinned. Xing Chen clenched his teeth. Indeed, he had tried to persuade Ling Yu to leave, but Ling Yu would rather die than agree. Ling Yu's parents had passed away when she was young. She had been adopted by the Pei family and had been with Pei Yucheng for many years. If Ling Yu was allowed to leave, she would rather die. Even though Ling Yu had been reduced to such a state, she had endured it and refused to leave. Xing Chen, that B***tch offended Miss Rong. Miss Rong is being merciful by merely punishing her. If that B***tch wasn't brother Yu's woman, she would have suffered 1,000 times more, Su Yao said softly. "I'll say it again. Her name is Ling Yu, not B***tch. Xing Chen lowered his voice. Lin Yan could see that Xing Chen's body was quivering, as though he had reached his limit. Lin Yan believed that the girl named Ling Yu must be very important to Xing Chen. She was so important that this boy would give up everything for her. In the past, Xing Chen might have been able to stop the others from using Ling Yu as a bargaining chip and refuse to betray Pei Yucheng. However, now that these people had stirred things up, he might not be able to do so. Brother Yu, Xing Chen is considered an old man in the Pei family, but look at what he's doing. Is that how an old man should behave? If Miss Rong finds out, I'm afraid Xing Chen won't have a good ending, Su Yao said to Pei Yucheng. Don't add fuel to the fire. I didn't mean to be disrespectful to Miss Rong, Xing Chen hurriedly said. Heh, then what do you mean? Just for that bitch? Su Yao sneered, Xingchen, you're really an infatuated type. However, let me tell you a secret. I heard that B*TCH went around seducing other men. Oh, right, she even seduced him before. Suyao pointed at the young man beside her. Lin Yan couldn't help but worry for Xingchen. These people were clearly trying to provoke him. Chapter 698. Given Lin Yan's current situation, there was nothing she could do. Xingchen was so enraged that he hadn't noticed Lin Yan's text message. Right now, Xingchen was completely led by the nose by this woman called Suyao. Under normal circumstances, Xingchen was a calm and intelligent person. Unfortunately, when it came to Lingyu, his brain was gone. Heh, Xingchen, Suyao is right. That B*TCH tried to seduce me before. Of course, I'm also a man, so I didn't reject her. Then, are you sure I want to continue? Of course, if you don't mind. The young man looked at Xingchen and laughed softly. You have a death wish. As the man's voice fell, Xingchen could no longer stand it. His beast-like aura instantly exploded, and his fist turned into a claw, immediately hooking towards the man's neck. Suddenly, Lin Yan, who had been silent all this while, stepped forward and grabbed Xingchen's arm. The young men and women's eyes instantly landed on Lin Yan, who they had almost forgotten. Miss Lin. Xingchen stared at Lin Yan in surprise. Lin Yan's face was as cold as ice. However, she quickly composed herself and smiled. Xingchen, you're too enthusiastic. Even if you want to spar, you have to wait until you're free. Spar? Lady, he doesn't look like he's going to spar with anyone. I think he wants to fight to the death. Suyao glanced at Lin Yan. Lin Yan glanced at Suyao. That's strange. Xingchen has no feud with any of you. No one provoked him or provoked him intentionally. Why would he risk his life to fight with others? You, Suyao glanced at Lin Yan with a frown. She had underestimated this woman. Miss Lin, I will bear the consequences myself. You don't have to worry about me. They insulted my good friend, and I can't tolerate it. Xingchen was still on the verge of exploding. Lin Yan couldn't help but sigh inwardly. What an emotional fool. Lin Yan could sense that Xingchen was on the verge of losing control. If she tried to stop him, wouldn't he beat her up as well? Besides, Lin Yan knew that there was no way to salvage the situation. If there was no progress on Lingyu's matter, there would only be two consequences. The first was that Xingchen would start fighting here. With Miss Rong suppressing him from above, Xingchen wouldn't have a good ending. The second possibility was that Xingchen would betray Pei Yucheng. He would. Although her rationality told her that she should just sit back and pretend that nothing had happened, it was really difficult for her to do that. After all, Xingchen had taken good care of her and had never treated her like an outsider. Lin Yan glared at Xingchen. Is there something wrong with your brain? What's the rush? Have you forgotten what I promised you? Am I not here to fulfill my promise? Lin Yan had really been forced to do something beyond her ability. She had no choice but to thicken her skin. Xingchen glared at Lin Yan, his eyes filled with anger and surprise. He had no choice but to rely on Lin Yan as a life-saving straw. However, he knew that Lin Yan didn't owe him anything, so she wouldn't help him. Lin Yan didn't give Xingchen a chance to mull over this. She let go of him and strode over to Pei Yucheng. Ahem. Let's talk. I would like to ask if you could do me a favor. Chapter 699. Give her some face on Weibo? Everyone turned to look at Lin Yan. Pei Yucheng's eyes trailed to Lin Yan as he asked softly, "What do you mean?" Lin Yan pondered for a moment before she said, "Mr. Pei, can you forgive Ling Yu?" Xing Chen, who was standing next to her, looked startled and incredulous. Xing Chen had asked Lin Yan to plead for mercy on his behalf. However, he had never imagined that Lin Yan would actually plead for mercy on Ling Yu's behalf, especially under such circumstances. "Did I hear you correctly?" Suyao glanced at Lin Yan, not bothering to hide her disdain. "Lady, aren't you being too nosy? You don't know much about relationships. I think you shouldn't plead on behalf of others." Although she didn't think much of this woman, Xing Chen had said that she was Pei Yucheng's girlfriend. Regardless of whether it was for fun or not, she was still his girlfriend. Hence, Suyao didn't go overboard on account of Pei Yucheng. However, Suyao had made it clear that Lin Yan shouldn't be a busybody. "Lady, do you have some misunderstanding about your status?" The young man glanced at Lin Yan and chuckled softly. He wasn't as direct as Suyao. Suyao added, "Whether you are Brother Yu's girlfriend or not, even if you are, you have no right to interfere in our work." Lin Yan ignored them. She was pleading with Pei Yucheng, so she didn't need to care about anything else. Lin Yan was merely giving it a try. This was the only thing she could do for Xing Chen right now. "Reason." Pei Yucheng glanced at Lin Yan unhurriedly. "Reason?" Lin Yan was startled when she heard that. She was really stumped. "Brother Yu, don't blame Miss Lin. I was the one who pestered her and forced her to plead for mercy for me." "That's why Lin Yan intervened," Xing Chen hurriedly explained when he realized that he might implicate Lin Yan. Pei Yucheng remained silent as he studied Lin Yan. Lin Yan's eyes darted to the girl named Suyao, who was staring at her with a mocking expression. She was merely a clown in front of the noble Miss Rong. She glanced at Suyao with a faint smile before she turned to Pei Yucheng. "The reason is that, as the future Mrs. Pei, I believe that I should have some say in such a small matter, right?" Pei Yucheng's face darkened as he said softly, "The reason is that, as the future Mrs. Pei, I believe that I have some say in such a small matter." Xing Chen, Suyao. The future Madame Pei? She was just a dispensable female companion. Who gave her the courage to say such words? Everyone watched in astonishment as Pei Yucheng's eyes rippled. He chuckled softly and met the girl's bright eyes. "Yeah, that's a good reason." Xing Chen, Suyao and the others, Lin Yan was speechless. For a moment, Lin Yan couldn't snap back to her senses. She had only said those words in a moment of anger. She hadn't expected Pei Yucheng to say that. The reason was sufficient. Chapter 700. "Sure, I promise you," Pei Yucheng added. Lin Yan was speechless. It was settled just like that? Had she heard wrongly? Or was she dreaming? Lin Yan had initially thought that this was a hellish challenge. Who would have thought that it would be a challenge of lip service? She had merely said a few words, and it had been settled? Lin Yan was stunned. Xing Chen, who had been worried that Lin Yan would be harmed, was dumbfounded as well. Xiaoya was fine. She was fine just like that? "Brother Yu." The young man frowned. "Brother Yu, Miss Rong doesn't like that *tch Ling Yu." How could you, however, before the leading young man could finish his words, a voice suddenly rang out. There was a loud bang. Lin Yan and Xing Chen jumped in fright. Both Lin Yan and Xing Chen looked astonished. The young man's head had slammed against the table. Pei Yucheng, who had been as gentle as a spring breeze, had pressed his left hand against the young man's head. His movement seemed casual, but no matter how the young man struggled, Pei Yucheng's hand was like a mountain that couldn't be moved. "Brother Yu," the current situation caused the expressions of Su Yao and the others to change. Before they could say anything else, Pei Yucheng's cold gaze swept across them. In just an instant, Su Yao and the others didn't dare to speak another word. "Brother You. The young man, whose head had been pressed against the desk by Pei Yucheng, was perspiring profusely. He couldn't understand why Pei Yucheng was so angry and why he had attacked him. "Do you want to know?" Pei Yucheng's voice was as cold as ice, sending chills down one's spine. "Brother You, I don't understand." The young man gritted his teeth. Pei Yucheng glanced at the young man. "Ling Yu and Xing Chen are my subordinates." Pei Yucheng replied calmly, "No matter how inappropriate they are, they have no right to be insulted." The young man shuddered and hurriedly said, "Brother Yu, I understand. We didn't think this through, also." Pei Yucheng glanced at Lin Yan. "Miss Lin, what you said just now," his eyes trailed to Su Yao. "Did you hear me?" "Yes. Yes, Brother Yu," Su Yao answered hastily. After some time, Pei Yucheng released his grip and the young man pulled away. "Do what you have to do." Pei Yucheng waved his hand dismissively. The group of young men and women exchanged a look before they left without a backward glance. After Su Yao and the others left, Xing Chen turned to Pei Yucheng in disbelief. "Brother Yu, Miss Rong, do what you have to do," Pei Yucheng told Xing Chen. "Brother Yu, I'm sorry. I swear that I will restrain myself in the future. There won't be a second time." Xing Chen pleaded anxiously. "Ling Yu can come back now," Pei Yucheng added. Xing Chen was thrilled to hear Pei Yucheng. "Brother Yu, thank you." "It has nothing to do with me," Pei Yucheng replied. Xing Chen naturally understood what Pei Yucheng meant. He turned to Lin Yan. "Miss Lin, thank you." Lin Yan, who was still in a daze, felt as though she was in a dream. She pondered carefully and wondered why she had been so bold earlier. Why hadn't she felt afraid at all? Or was she born with guts? Lin Yan had never imagined that her plea would be so easy. It was so easy that she couldn't believe it. No matter how he looked at it, today clearly wasn't the right time. Pei Yucheng was really giving her face. End of this chapter. Chapter 701. After Su Yao, Xing Chen, and the others left, Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng were the only ones left in the room. Lin Yan, who had calmed down, scratched her head awkwardly. "Ahem. Mr. Pei, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spouted nonsense. I shouldn't have interfered. How could she be possessed and say that she was the future Madame Pei? What the hell?" Pei Yucheng's eyes darted to the girl. "Nonsense? Miss Lin, what are you referring to? What else could she be referring to?" Of course, Lin Yan was referring to the future Mrs. Pei. However, Lin Yan was about to speak when she sensed that Pei Yucheng's aura had turned colder. What was going on? Lin Yan's instinctive desire to live made her swallow her words. She waved her hands cautiously and said, "No. Of course, I meant what I said earlier. I was just worried. I was worried that I might have interfered and interfered." The glint in Pei Yucheng's eyes flickered as though it had never appeared. He grinned and said, "Miss Lin, don't worry. I told you that you have a good reason." Lin Yan was speechless. Pei Yucheng might have been trying to save her face in front of the others, but now, he was trying to save her face. What about now? Lin Yan was in a daze. She had always thought that Pei Yucheng hadn't lost interest in her yet. She had tried her best to maintain her status as his girlfriend. She had never imagined that she could go any further. How could that be possible? Even though she didn't know much about the Pei family, she knew what it meant to be Mrs. Pei. Before Lin Yan could mull over this, Pei Yucheng suddenly said, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you." Lin Yan was startled. Huh? What? What did he mean by offending her? Pei Yucheng's eyes trailed to her lips. At that moment, Lin Yan could still feel the lingering sensation of his invasion on her lips. Lin Yan finally understood what he was talking about when she noticed his gaze. She coughed and said, "No. It's fine. It's fine. I came in without permission and disturbed your rest." Pei Yucheng seemed to be very alert, so he hadn't been fully awake. To prove that she didn't mind, she added, "Besides, we're a couple. Why should I apologize? I didn't offend you at all. It's a matter of course for me to offend you." Pei Yucheng lowered his eyes and grinned. "Is that so? If that's the case, I do regret it a little." Lin Yan replied, "Huh? Regret what?" Pei Yucheng replied, "Nothing more." Lin Yan coughed violently. Lin Yan was scared out of her wits. She wanted to slap herself for talking too much. "Who asked you to have such a big mouth?" Pei Yucheng's smile faded. "Is there anything else you want to ask me?" Lin Yan pondered for a moment before she shook her head. "I just hope that my impulsiveness today won't affect you. After all, Miss Rong seems to be an important person." Pei Yucheng nodded. "Yeah, it's very important." Lin Yan, who was still worried, heard the man say slowly, "However, nothing is more important than the future Mrs. Pei." Lin Yan was speechless. This was against the rules. Translator, Henyi Translations Editor, Henyi Translations Translator, Henyi Translations Editor, Henyi Translations, end of chapter. Chapter 702. The next morning, at Cloud Manor, cats were meowing in the bedroom, and the floor was covered in cat fur. The battle between the ragdoll and the orange cat had reached an epic level. Lin Yan had just opened the door and entered the room when she was stunned by the scene before her. How the hell was this still her room? Before she had left, she had tidied up the room and vacuumed up all the cat fur. How long had it been since she had left? Her clean room had completely turned into a battlefield for the two ancestors. On the floor and even on the bed, white and yellow cat fur was mixed together. Even her cute pillow was covered in cat fur. F***ck. My bag. Lin Yan looked hopeless. A few days ago, she had gritted her teeth and stomped her feet in anger. The bag that she had spent thousands of dollars on had become scrap metal. Ha ha ha. You guys are in big trouble. Pei Yutong, who had followed Lin Yan into the room, roared with laughter when he saw the scene. Pei Yutong knew better than anyone how stingy Lin Yan was. She wasn't stingy at all. She treated money as if it was her life. She was a real miser who wouldn't spare a single cent. Lin Yan could earn money, but she wouldn't be able to fork out money. If she knew how to sew, she would have bought the materials to make a new bag herself. "Daddy, come to my team. I'll ask my brother to buy 10 for you." Pei Yutong grinned at the furious Lin Yan. "Shut up." Lin Yan glared at Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong, who could sense the murderous intent in Lin Yan's eyes, nodded repeatedly. "Okay, Daddy. No problem." Lin Yan's expression was unfriendly. She had just bought a new bag, but it had been scratched by a little brat. There were dozens of hideous scratches on it. It couldn't be used anymore. Who did this? Step forward. Lin Yan picked up the damaged bag from the floor and almost spat out a mouthful of blood. What kind of sin had she committed? Ha ha ha. Daddy, are you dumb? Can cats talk? If cats, Pei Yutong was halfway through his sentence when he sensed Lin Yan's murderous gaze. Yeah. Who did this? Step forward now. How can you be considered a good cat if you don't dare to admit what you've done? Pei Yutong shouted sternly. The orange kitten and the ragdoll quietened down and turned to look at Lin Yan. Among them, the little plushie's paw was even scratching the orange cat's chubby face. Soon, the orange kitten and ragdoll strode over to Lin Yan and rubbed their bodies against her legs. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth curled up into a sneer. It's useless. I won't fall for your tricks. Meow, little orange kitten resembled a pitiful little vixen as it gazed at Lin Yan with its round eyes and whimpered coquettishly. Lin Yan fell silent for a few seconds. Then, she squatted down and stroked the kitten's fur furiously. Oh my God, mommy's little baby, little cutie, little sweetheart, quick, let mommy kiss you, mommy knows it's definitely not you. Lin Yan pressed her face against the orange kitten's body and rubbed her face against it for a long time. Pei Yutong was speechless. Soon, Lin Yan turned to the little plushie. You must be the one who scratched mommy's bag, right? Although this plushie was a female cat, her beauty was off the charts. She looked like a noble little princess, but her temper was particularly bad. She was simply a little tigress. She liked to pick a fight with Xiaoxi whenever she had nothing to do. Lin Yan reckoned that it was most likely the culprit. End of this chapter. Chapter 703. Lin Yan glanced at the ragdoll. You must be the one who scratched mommy's bag, right? Although this plushie was a female cat, her beauty was off the charts. She looked like a noble little princess, but her temper was particularly bad. She was simply a little tigress. She liked to pick a fight with Xiaoxi whenever she had nothing to do. Lin Yan reckoned that it had to be the culprit. Lin Yan's heart bled as she stared at the bag she had spent a fortune on. However, before she went out, she clearly locked the two cats in their respective cat cages. How did the two cats run out of the cages in such a short time? Lin Yan stared at the ragdoll. It must be you. Brother is so adorable. He would never do such a thing. The ragdoll was speechless, Pei Yutong was speechless, she hadn't even verified it yet she was so sure that Little Million was the culprit. Wasn't she being too biased? Pei Yutong's face was filled with sorrow, which reminded him of his father. Big brother and second brother were that orange kitten, while he was that ragdoll. It's useless even if you deny it. I have a surveillance camera. Lin Yan sneered coldly. Lin Yan whipped out her phone and turned on the surveillance camera. Ever since she had placed the two cats in her room, Lin Yan had bought a portable surveillance robot online. It was mainly used to monitor Prosperous and Rich Bag's meals when she wasn't around. Lin Yan connected her phone to the surveillance robot's Bluetooth system and played the video. Pei Yutong leaned over and stared at the video on Lin Yan's phone. In the video, the two cats were locked in separate cages. Before long, the ragdoll taunted the orange kitten. The plushie reached its paw out of the cage and opened the door with ease. The ragdoll leaped onto Lin Yan's desk and played with her new bag like a toy. When it was tired of it, it slammed the bag on the floor. The ragdoll strode to the orange kitten's cage and taunted it repeatedly. The ragdoll seemed to know that the orange kitten couldn't threaten it in the cage. It extended its claws and slapped the orange kitten's face repeatedly. Finally, the orange cat became impatient and also tried to retaliate with his paw. However, unfortunately, the orange cat's paw accidentally flipped over the iron bars and opened the cage door. After the orange tabby's cage was opened, the two cats were stunned for a few seconds. Then, the little ragdoll that had been provoking them turned around and ran away. The orange cat angrily roared, then quickly chased after it, riding on the little ragdoll's back and rubbing it against the ground. However, even if the little ragdoll couldn't win, it still persisted in provoking the little orange cat. It was really annoying. Lin Yen was speechless. Pei Yutong replied, F***ck. Who would have thought that little Wan Wan was the real culprit? He's obviously so good-looking, but he's actually such a hooligan. Lin Yen was so angry that she could see stars. She glared at the doll and yelled, sweater, scarf, silk blanket, and now bag. It's only been a few days, and you've already wasted so much of my stuff. Bastard! I'll fight it out with you. Lin Yen reached out to teach the puppet a lesson. Pei Yutong hurriedly said, Daddy, stop. Absolutely not. Without giving Lin Yen a chance to speak, Pei Yutong clicked on his phone. Why can't I? You need to be taught a lesson for being so mischievous. Do you think that you can do whatever you want just because you're good-looking? Lin Yen retorted. Pei Yutong passed his phone to Lin Yen. Price list of Ragdoll Cat Super Champion Ragdoll Cats Price, 80,000 to 150000. Champion Ragdoll Cats Price, 30,000 to 60,000. Better Ragdoll Cats Price, more than 20,000. Lin Yan's hand froze in midair. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.